I can't tell if anybody else is in yet. Are people here? There's Ashley. Ashley,
Let
join
me
us.
in.
Ashley.
There I am.
Yay!
Made it.
We did it. There were
Hi.
people here. There were 1,500 people here, but all I saw was total non-video participants 3, and I'm like, something must have gone wrong. There's nobody here. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Normally we talk to each other a bunch before we start doing the podcast, but they don't know that, so I have to just, hello, real live people. Welcome to Sports. I read this off of a phone. That's not good live. Welcome to Sports, a podcast that ends with a question mark, but starts with a question. I'm Katie Nolan. She's Ashley Bravand.
Hi.
That's Trevi Fountain.
Hello.
And this is today's question.
Hi, Katie, Ashley, and Travis. This is Megan from Dallas, and I left a question in the form for the live podcast, but I just would like to explain it a little bit because it does make me sound insane. I asked what y'all have done that make your friends think that you're insane, and I said that I stop fans with my hand, but it wouldn't let me elaborate and say that what I do is when I turn a fan off and I'm not sure if I pulled the string down enough times, rather than just wait it out, I just kind of stick my hand in between the blades. And if there's resistance, then I need to pull the string again. So what have y'all done? Love you, mean it, bye.
Love you, mean it, bye, Megan. I would say that does not make you crazy.
No, I don't think so either.
That's how you stop a fan. Nobody knows how many times to pull the strings. That's why it's the dumbest. Why can't it be a much easier? It's just like, why doesn't it have a button? The strings don't make any sense. I never know if I'm turning on a light or if I'm slowing down the fan.
Well, that's why you have on the little strings, you can have they're two different little, you can put like a light bulb and there's ways so you can tell.
And Travis, let me just say thank you so much for investing in a microphone for this live podcast. Your audio quality, as always, is unmatched and unparalleled.
He did invest in a Coors Light already, though, which is great because they're a presenting sponsor.
Oh, was I supposed to say that?
Yep.
Hi. This is what happens when I'm like, I don't need to read it. I can go off top. And then thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Sports with Katie Nolan is presented by Coors Light, but you knew that because you listen to this podcast and it's the only beer that exists on earth. It's also the beer that's made to chill and you should celebrate responsibly only if you're of age. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Hi.
Great job.
Not in friendly banter. Answer the question. Okay. So what Megan said, I think is not that crazy. Her original question that she asked when she joined, when she signed up to be here for this podcast, which I hope you all did, and you'll know why in a second. She asked us what you do that makes your friends think you're insane. And while I disagree with hers, we wanted to answer her question, and then we thought about it. We want to answer all of your questions. So what I'm saying is, this is the question mark podcast today, because I heard the Lakers won the finals. I know that Sue Bird is a champion again. All great things, and then bad things. Dak Prescott's hurt. We're probably not going to get to any of that. You guys sent so many questions. Ashley made 2 spreadsheets.
So many spreadsheets.
So this first question being a clarification of a question is just an indication to you that you are in the midst of an all voicemail / text message / email podcast in which we will answer your question. So part of that is, if it sucks, whose fault is that? Just something to think about. Should we answer this question, or should we get all the business out of the way? Because if I know our fans, they are watching this right now looking for the chat. They're like, where can I interact with other people that are also on this?
Oh, yeah, no, do that.
We should tell them stuff.
Yeah, do that.
We had to disable the chat just because this is like the way this works. We're technically giving a webinar, which you're going to learn so much. But I was thinking, and I'm like, I know them. I know when we did Jay's DJ nights, I never talk with my hands this much on a podcast. When we did Jay's DJ nights, the chat was popping. That was what it was all about. And so I had heard people are going to laugh. I'd heard of a thing called Discord at some point. I never really thought about it much, but I believe it's just like a chat room where you can have a separate chat from us about us, because why would you want to do anything else? So I made one, but I don't know how they work. So somebody else can make one and post it on Reddit, but I made one if you guys want to go to it so that you can like chat with each other, but also pay attention. This is a webinar. You paid good money to be here. I have a link. Now that I think about it, it's just letters, and I don't think I can just read it out loud. Ash, I really should have thought this through.
That's okay. We'll just ease into it. I opened Discord on Google. What do I do now?
I was gonna do this. I'm
That's
like,
a
there it
bad
is.
idea.
There's the URL. It's discord.gg, right? Travis, is this good? You produce this podcast /u, lowercase u.
Oh my gosh.
Cut this out, Christina. Cut this out of the audio. Capital NA, lowercase a, capital TN.
Slower.
What?
Lowercase u, capital NA, lowercase a.
Capital TN, like Tennessee, which is where Myrtle's from.
And that's it?
I think so. It should say Sports Live Podcast. Ashley, you got to fix your video. You are frozen. I can't see that pretty face.
Oh,
There it is. Did it work? The link?
I'm checking.
We're off to a rousing start.
Probably shouldn't take
Travis!
that long. This is
We're not
business.
accepting notes at this time.
This
What's
is
it?
business, and this is not going to make it into the final podcast. Okay. This is just because I know who I'm talking to. I know that Camille and Mariah are sitting there. By the way, sorry, go ahead. And they want to chat with each other. And so this is a chat that you can chat in that's separate from this. Trust me, the podcast is going to be so much worse
This
than
is
what
a
we're
lot
doing
of
right
work.
now.
You like have to put in emails and stuff.
I think you have to sign up for it.
Oh my
Either
goodness.
way, if I did that wrong, then that's me being old. Okay, boomer to me. So you guys can put one together and then get in your little chats and share. I don't know. I just wanted you guys to be able to chat with each other. You don't have to. I wish I
very
could
thoughtful.
see you. I wish I could see you, and I wish I could talk to you, but we can't because, as I said, this is a webinar. And today's discussion is about things we do that makes our friends think that we're crazy.
Mhm.
Ashley, can I tell you yours?
That took a turn I was not expecting. Yes, please go ahead.
You eat food that's been sitting there for a while and or out of the garbage.
That's not that big of a deal.
It is.
It's not.
It is. I'm not saying she's not like picking the food out of the garbage, but if it's like, oh, you just threw that out and it's just resting on the top, I'll eat
No,
that.
I don't say if it's
At
like
work.
wrapped and it's like safe from other things. Like if it's in a container and you just put it in, it's like, oh no, why would you throw that away? It's like you don't waste things, you know? So then I might like take the container out and open it up.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't think you should do that.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Is your video
personally.
skipping because of me?
My video's not skipping for me. Is it skipping for you, Trav?
Nope.
I think
maybe
it's
it's
because
just
my
you, Kiddo.
Wi-Fi's on and I meant to turn it off. Well, things
Rousing
happen.
start. as we
So
say.
Ashley, that's your weird thing. What's my weird thing?
That's not how I prepared for this question.
I know.
Do you have one off the top of your head?
No.
You think you do that's weird? That makes people think you're insane?
No.
This is so cheating. Travis, do you have one while I think?
Now you know what I feel like. Yes, I caught you unprepared. I should do this
prepared
more
an answer
often.
for
I know, but this is more fun for me because this is what happens to
So
me every
messed
week.
up.
Where you're like, I think you should answer the questions first. I'm like, I'm buying time to think of an answer. I don't know. I don't eat cold cuts. People think I'm crazy, but that's not sticking your hand in front of a fan.
Sticking your hand in a fan is not that weird. I guess not eating cold cuts is.
Oh,
kinda
it's
weird.
probably I reach my fingers right into my eyeballs. That doesn't freak me
Oh, I
out.
do that.
But I know people look at me like, "Whoa, you don't really care, do you?"
Hmm,
Yeah, I'll pull out a big long,
that's great. That's
That's
lovely.
that's what I do that people think I'm weird. Also, pluck your eyebrows right before a live podcast.
That you do a lot of personal hygiene right before big events. Like I remember,
Mhm.
I think our first ESPYs, I was getting like phone calls that were like, "Where's Katie Nolan?" And I was like, "I'm going to her hotel."
Shaving her legs
Gonna
in the
get it.
sink.
Yeah. leg up on the sink, shaving it with your like gown hiked up around your thighs. I'm like, she'll
Because
be there in a minute.
An object in motion will remain in motion. If I start the ball rolling down the hill, I got to keep going. So if I shave my legs at 2 p.m., what am I going to do? I can't stop. I got to keep swimming. So I wait and then I do it when the event starts.
Yeah.
And, I paint my toenails in the shoe already because sometimes some of your toenails don't show. What a waste of my time it would be to paint those 2 outer toes if no one's ever even going to see them.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes even that third one. You can
yeah,
get away
well,
with.
that one's just a little tricky guy. He moves around a lot, independent of the others. Anyway, enough about my feet.
So your answer is you're always late. That's what your friends hate.
Hey, imagine if someone named a show that. Wouldn't it be brilliant? And then imagine if a bunch of people just kept saying, is this a reference to your period? Because we can't ever have anything nice. Isn't that crazy? Travis, anything that makes people think that you're nuts?
I haven't done it in a while, but I used to stone cold a lot of beers at events.
Like what kind of events?
Coors Light promotional events mainly.
Yeah, usually those. I was told
you stone cold them responsibly though, right?
I was told I can't do that tonight. I'm trying to be responsible, but
yes.
I've done it at weddings, at like afterwards, college, spring break, you name it. I've just done it.
Just any chance.
As long as you're not like, you name it, school assembly meetings, funerals, wherever one could, I did, and I think it made people uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I haven't done a funeral before, but I mean, there's still time.
There's still, oh my
still
goodness.
time. I've been to exactly one funeral that was like a celebration of their life, where you're like, everybody just got hammered and was like, let's hang out with each other. Those are they're rare, they're different, but they're kind of nice. You're like, what a great person, instead of like, no. Anyway, that took a turn. Is that all the business I had to do, Ash? Because you caught me on that first part. We said that we're going to do basically an all voicemail with the questions that you guys submitted. And I will say, if yours doesn't get used, it's not because it was bad. It's because
there were literally thousands.
Someone had to cut some. Like it was too hard. And we also, I think, still have far too many in here. But this is going to be a short podcast tonight.
Allegedly.
We're not going to keep you here until it's 11.
No, let's set a time limit and we'll see if we stick to it.
We won't keep. I said to the people behind the scenes, our lovely help from within ESPN, to put this podcast on, I said, I will not keep you till 11. So this podcast will be at 10:59. We're all going to go our separate ways. Hi. No, if you have a question, normally the way we do it is a different way. And that way is that you call a phone number and you
leave a voicemail.
Now you guys can finally see
how great I am.
You can finally see.
Oh boy,
what it looks like. This is so good for ASMR. A thing I still don't understand.
I don't think it works when you can hear a toddler playing in the back.
Yeah, it's like, do you want ASMR? But that kind of stresses you out. You can always do what Ashley said at 860-506-5571. He knows the number and he wants everyone to know it. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest, Austin Braband.
Hold on, here you go.
Dinosaur.
It's a stegosaurus.
A stegosaurus? What do they eat?
Plants.
Plants. You learned
that
something
means they're
new.
herbivores.
That means they're herbivores.
That does mean that.
This really is a webinar.
I know. I'm learning things. What else can you tell me, Austin?
Legs on their back, and they have legs on their body. It's based on the tails. Even they can roll.
That's how they roar.
Totally. That's really cool.
Do you want
I
to
love
say
you,
anything?
and I miss you.
Thank you.
Oh God, it hurts. It's like,
There's
hello everybody, welcome to Katie Getting Dunked On.
Rexes.
What? I was talking. I'm always talking. What
They
did you
swing
say?
their
Bud?
tails at Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh,
What period did the Stegosaurus live in?
Jurassic.
The Jurassic. But what period did the Tyrannosaurus live in?
Cretaceous.
That's right. So
that's
they
actually wanting
probably
you guys to know
hung
she
their
didn't
tails
just
at
teach the kid
Allosauruses,
Jurassic
right?
Park.
Yeah.
What that is.
We didn't know where Allosaurus lived.
They live
Why
in
are you smarter than me, Austin?
I mean Triassic. Did they live in Triassic?
He always dodges the hard questions.
Why?
Let's ask Austin a sports question so we don't talk about dinosaurs for 7 hours.
I kind of like the dinosaur stuff.
Well, he's proven that he can't pick games, so let's stick to what he knows.
Oh,
Ash, we gotta get you a headphone splitter so you can do both.
Show him.
well.
It's very hard to do because
This
I don't
isn't,
think he wants to listen to me.
Go.
Hi, Steve.
Eagles.
Did you guys hear Steve just say go Steelers? And Austin said go Eagles.
That's right.
An incredible son. We love it. Austin, what's for snack time tonight?
What did you
You
What?
want some milk before bed?
You gonna have a coffee?
No. Coffee's in the morning.
Yeah,
Oh.
5 in the morning.
That's silly me. I get things mixed up. Is it nighttime right now?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks, Austin. I learned so much.
And the city is dark. And we're still awake.
The city's dark and we're still awake. We got to go to bed, right? It's bedtime.
I will never be able
Okay.
to have a kid.
Can you say, hey, everybody,
Oh, yeah, babe.
I love you and I mean it.
When I mean it.
Good job. Okay. Good
Love
night.
you, buddy.
Love you.
Sweet dreams.
Hey, Mommy.
Good night, bud. I love you. Okay.
Awesome, brave band, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't ready.
Neither was I. That's
Ashley,
not, you don't get
honestly,
to prepare.
I don't know how you, I guess when it's your kid, it's probably easier because you talk to him a lot. I don't know how you decipher
What are you saying?
the words.
It's just reps.
I feel so guilty. I just go, uh-huh.
There's a couple things you can like, wow, whoa, really? Like all of those on repeat.
Yeah,
Helps.
I haven't gotten any mom reps and I was feeling it. I cracked under pressure. I was like,
Okay.
everybody's watching you and you're just going, hi, and smiling.
But you can read Myrtle's expressions, right?
I know what Myrtle's feeling at
See?
every moment.
Exactly.
And I'm like, Dan, why are you doing that? She wants to be left alone. And he looks at me like, did she tell you that? And I'm like, yes. She does this new thing where she gets in her bed, but she faces the window, even though we close the blinds on the window at night. She just faces it. And I'm like, she's mad at us. She's upset because she turns her back. That is just like, I don't know, a craziness in my head or logic. Who's to say? By the way, this says women belong in sports, but it's small and I taped it to the wall with washi tape. And
I like
so-
your decorations. It's
Thank you
nice.
so much. It's
At
the
least
only
you tried.
decoration-
Travis just
I framed
Nailed it
I
in.
framed it up for this one.
No, listen, Travis
true.
packed a suitcase for this. It's right there in the back. He's ready to head out.
he's
Don't
gonna go to a
accuse him of
funeral so
not
he can stone
preparing.
cold a beer.
Yeah, he's got Bermuda shorts. He's going on a trip to Uzbekistan. Where did we say that
I'm
you
going home to the Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Oh, that's it.
The Ukraine.
Mhm.
Are they in similar parts of the Let's not do this.
Let's keep going.
Hi.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good now. How are you?
I'm good now too. Lots of business up top. We got a surprise Austin. I'm thrown off, but I'm happy to be here in friendly banter.
Yeah, same.
How have
In-
things? What's happened since the last time we saw each other? What is a week?
And the last time we saw each other was in March.
Sorry, the last time that we saw each other virtually. The last time we spoke.
What has happened?
I played video games with Marshawn Lynch. I played video
Oh,
games
yeah.
in public.
Yeah. How was that? I
People
watched for a
saw.
little bit. You were very entertaining.
Thank you. It was so uncomfortable for me, mostly because I tend to get in a nice, good workout before I play Call of Duty. It just makes me better at it because of the, endorphins.
The tactical glasses. Oh,
Sure.
Mhm.
Which, by the way, I mean, if you want me to, I will.
I do want that, please.
I mean, I wasn't gonna. Funny enough, they weren't supposed to be in here, but Dan used them the other day, and so they are on hand. What was I saying? Oh, so I was gonna play video games, and I found out. Of course, I should have known this. These are unwrung, and they look even better. I should have known it was for the new game. So all this game that I'm getting good at, and questing to get Damascus for my guns. Some people are like, I'm gonna go make a drink. But in this game, I was starting from zero, and so it's also made by a completely different developer. So it's a very different game. These hurt, and so I was worried. Other point is, I wasn't very good. The main takeaway for anybody who watched, and if you did, thank you. I appreciate it, but I don't understand it. Marshawn Lynch is the man. I know we knew this.
Mhm.
I know I'm feeding a fed horse. Shout out to PETA. But I just think that horse ate already. I just think that he was such a blast, and he's so like witty, but he's slow, which I think like he speaks slowly, and I think people think that's like, oh, he's not quick. He was so funny and so nice, and we had a blast. So not good at Call of Duty, but that's okay. That's okay because he's
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch. And so people saw me play video games. I got to play the game.
Oh, wow.
Also got to play with Allie Long. I didn't see at first who was on the thing, so I just was talking to the host, and then her video popped up, and I was like, Allie. She said, I feel like we're friends because you're friends with all my friends. And I was like, that did two things for me. It confirmed that's how I feel, so I'm glad that we're on the same page. Second thing, you just confirmed that those people are my friends.
That's
So,
incredible.
I love that. She's like, I feel like you know, because you're friends with all of my friends. Megan Rapinoe, like Kelly O'Hara. Yeah, I'll take that.
That's what a night.
So yeah, it was really fun. But I again was trash.
That's okay. You're
but
still
it
player of the
has-
game, so everybody else was worse.
It has opened my mind to the possibility of streaming.
Oh.
It's just I don't know how they talk and play at the same time. It's tough.
That's probably just reps.
Especially like talk and be entertaining. Most of the
Yeah, that's
things I
hard.
say, we were told before we started that we couldn't curse, just like we were on this, but I'm referring to that game stream. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna try my darndest. I'm gonna try my smurfiest, but I don't think I say a lot. Like, did you just say like I can't say it. Whatever.
Right,
You just
yeah.
little
No, I
exclamations
get
when
it.
something good. Think of what you say when you stub your toe. That's what I say sometimes when I die in a frustrating way in Call of Duty. And then Marshawn came on and just didn't listen to that at all. So then I snuck in. I said I dropped a couple because I was like, oh, we're in a safe space, which is, if you refer to the contract, is not how it works, but it's what I did. And so that's how that went.
That's
is friendly.
incredible.
This is friendly and banter. Who did you play video games with?
Just myself, me and my Stardew Valley farm.
How's it going?
It's great. I just got some pigs. I'm really excited for them to mature so I can get the truffles and really start bringing in the money. But can you explain why you texted me and said, remind me cougar later?
Oh, that's right. It's so dumb. But this is the moment I was looking for. I just probably shouldn't have put it in friendly banter. Let me just say, though, the purple truffles, don't turn those into truffle oil. The truffle oil actually sells for less than the truffle itself.
The iridium. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but it's a purple star. Come on. Okay, cougar. So I texted Ashley earlier because I wanted to show her something. Have you ever seen a cougar run at you?
No,
not
no,
you,
I haven't.
but have you ever seen? I know you watch a lot of nature docs as well. I don't know that. I just said it. But let's act like it's a fact. Come on,
no,
yes,
you know that.
and
It's
and.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So
as our NBA expert, who also watches a lot of nature docs, have you ever seen the angle of a cougar when it starts to run?
No.
Because I would have
so.
thought that I had. I would have thought that at some point in my learning, I encountered like, oh, that's what a cougar looks like when it runs. And then today, everybody knows Rex Chapman on Twitter. This is neither an endorsement nor a non-endorsement. That's where I saw it. Tweeted a video of a guy who was walking somewhere.
I watched that today.
Yeah. And then a cougar was basically just kind of chasing him, but it would stop and it would just kind of follow him. It's very, very scary. I have no idea why people put themselves into these situations. I understand loving nature.
Shows.
Yes, but it's like
why go for a hike?
Yeah. That's it. Why go for a hike? You might die. Of course, because he tweets so much, it is not as simple and easy to find as going to his Twitter. So I'm going to pull it up in my bookmarks where I think I put it. This is, again, the live sports podcast. What, Ashley?
Can I express a little disappointment?
I found it. In what?
I thought maybe like I texted you a selfie the other day of when I was at a Zoom wedding, and I thought that I looked very pretty.
Oh, don't couch it. Don't walk it back. No moonwalking.
I said I thought I looked very pretty.
I look what'd you say? I look
fly as hell, I think.
I look fly as hell going to a wedding tonight, and sent me a selfie. It was
and I thought cougar might be in reference to like.
No, I would never say that about you.
Isn't it a compliment?
I think so, but it also weirdly refers to age. I think you can just be a hot lady no matter how old you are. It also means
I'm
that
up
you
there
like
in
go
years.
after younger guys, I think. And
Oh,
I don't
that's
know that to
true.
be true about you,
Mm.
except for Austin. You are always on him.
I'm running after him constantly. Okay, let
constantly.
me see this
You can
video.
run
Okay,
like
so
this,
it's one of those annoying things where it's a vertical video, but they put it on a mortise, and so I have to flip my phone sideways for you to just see this tiny. But I'm going to show it to you anyway.
Okay.
I just want to know if you have the same reaction I have.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait, I'll show it again. Oh, that stupid ring light.
this is an audio medium, guys.
Just wait. Just wait. We can cut this out. I want him to do it one more time, clean on camera. Come on, do it again, dude. Come on, my hand's shaking.
Hand's sweating.
Oh, this is uncomfortable. Come on, do it.
ASMR.
Is he not going to do it again?
The angle of the cougar running.
That.
Oh. Yeah, that's
Is that
weird.
the craziest thing you've ever seen?
It's very crazy.
Was that worth the amount of time it took?
Well,
no. But it's like, it reminds me of Myrtle when she wants to play and I'm like trying to walk her somewhere and she'll do this like with her feet, but they flap them out in a way that I don't think I knew until this morning. And I said, Ashley needs to see this immediately. And
You are the best friend.
it's really good
really
to
are.
see you agree that that was worth it, because
It was so worth it.
how is that efficient? That's like, it's like the noisy, it's like a Kevin Millar, like, oh, it's just a waste of energy. Why would it flap them out?
To scare.
Somebody answer this.
It's probably to scare him.
But that wouldn't scare me. I'd go, you look goofy.
Did
I'm
you
not
hear that
afraid of
person?
you.
That person was cussing and getting scared. So
Look
I'd
at
say
you
that.
running after me like, fluh, 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 fluh. It's like,
It was-
what are you
It was
doing?
protecting its little ones, cubs.
Be
or whatever.
professional, Cougs. What
Like,
are
it
you
wasn't-
doing?
It wasn't trying to attack. It was trying to scare off.
I don't agree.
I went down a rabbit hole and read articles on it.
Katie's got notes
you
for Mother
didn't.
Nature.
Did you? You went down a rabbit hole about this?
Yeah, I wanted to see like more.
Did you go down the rabbit hole like this? Out of respect for the cougar? I just thought it was wild. Cougars, man. So that's my thesis
Cougars,
is
man.
cougars, man. What's up? They're pretty crazy. Do we have anything else? What else is happening in your life?
I don't
Just
know.
the
I
cougar.
can't remember. Just the
Okay.
cougar mostly is dominating my thoughts.
Nothing exciting. COVID negative.
Yep. Yeah. We got tests just in case. Still
Just
negative.
in case the Steelers call and need somebody to play.
That's right.
You
I've
guys got
I've
tests.
been cooking a lot. I made a lasagna. I made a pot roast. Like big
Ash,
time, like
really?
big girl cooking.
Hell
It was a
yeah.
lot of fun actually. I missed it.
What kind of what's a spice you used you weren't expecting? Did you get
Fennel
crazy with
seeds
some-
I've never cooked with
Ooh.
before.
Makes me think of sausages.
Yeah,
But
well, there was
what
sausage
doesn't?
in the lasagna. Oh boy.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Did you
nothing.
log into that Discord?
I gave up when I had to register my email. Why?
Now
Are
they're
people
chatting
talking
and I
about
can't-
sausages now?
No, I'm just wondering what they're saying.
Oh, that does stink. We're not going to be able to see
Maybe
it.
it's for the best.
Probably for the best. Somebody copy paste it and put it in the subreddit later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice to each other. Don't be uncool. This is a before we got here, I was in this weird mix of like nervous and then
Mhm.
like, what are you nervous about? You do this every week. It's the same thing. I think it's because it's nighttime.
But you're like a night owl. You thrive in the
I
night.
know, but it feels like I'm going to school at night. Remember when you would go to school for like a night thing and you were like,
Yeah.
this, I know these hallways, but this feels weird.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like right now.
Yeah.
So it
I was
feels
nervous
strange.
because there's always like, if you say something really dumb, there's the chance to erase it. We
We
don't.
never do that.
I know, but it's there. It's a safety net that's there. And now it's like, don't say anything stupid. And it's going to
You-
be 5 minutes.
You've
and
never
I'm
said
gonna say-
anything stupid in your
What?
whole life. Also, the things that's going to affect is the stuff that they've just heard at the beginning of this, where I go, "Oh no, was I supposed to start with that?" Welp, like that's all the editing that ever gets done. I'm like, "Hey, Christina, can you take out the 3 minutes where I couldn't get a link to work on my phone, and the part where the song instrumental Ashley sent me has an ad because I can't figure out how to get an ad
I
blocker on my
don't
Can
understand.
we
how
cut
you
all
can't
that
do
out?
that.
And that's it. It's not like we're cutting out some controversial take of Ashley's, but there were those times that you
NBA takes.
objectified an athlete.
That never happened.
Well, no, you're right. It
That
didn't.
Never. The implication is ludicrous.
It
and
is,
I do
isn't
not
it?
stand for it.
Luda. What else? This feels like you normally have so many fun stories about poop and stuff.
I know, but I'm really excited to get to the 3,000
I know, you're
questions
like, Katie, there's
have
much
to,
more
and it's
important
already
stuff
been
to-
30 minutes.
Okay, well, we have to do a mental health update. I'd rather skip it, but we have to do it because it's a podcast.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm okay. Several people that I love had a tough day. And so I have my heart has been hurting for those people that I love.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing pretty well.
Good.
So I'm riding a high right now and I'm happy about it.
Do that, because that's what that's about. Sometimes when you're in the high, you're like, is it about to be a low? And it's like, you're
Yeah.
wasting the high. And I'm
Yeah.
not referring to drugs. Don't do them.
Mm-mm.
Don't do them. Only drink Coors Light responsibly.
Thank you, Travis.
Have we ever done an ASMR ad read?
I don't know.
I'm not doing good. I'm in a bad, it's bad, which, like you just said, it's like waves up and down. I recognize this wave, but I recognize that it's really bad. And I was in bed today at around 4. I got out of it recently. And I just was like, let yourself do this. Let yourself feel this. But where I'm at right now is like, I have actual physical, my body hurts. It's like, the way I would explain it is if you thought of as walls, like the back wall on the inside of my body is just it feels like a throbbing. And it's been like that for a week. And now it's at the point where it just hurts to sit up, which I think is just your body's way of being like, I want to lay down. I'm going to make the body want to lay down. And I just have this constant anxiety of, it feels like when you are in a fight with your significant other. I'm not, but it feels like that when you guys get into a fight and go into separate rooms. And then I'll be in a separate room and I'll be like, am I fighting with Dan? Are we fighting? What are we fighting about? Is he mad at me? He's not. No, we're good. And that feeling of did I leave the oven on? Did I? No, I didn't. But the no, I didn't doesn't relieve it. It just stays there where you're like, there's something's up. And it's just constant fear that feels that way, but without any relief. And so it's tough I'm very excited to be doing this, but I'm also Smurf it. I wanted this to be the most fun and exciting and part of the best day ever, because that's what we do with anything. And this is the only thing that was on my calendar because I have nothing to do. But it's I could have spent all day feeling bad about feeling bad, or I could just be like, I'm not okay today, and then try my best tonight. And I just kept thinking about all of our fans who were people were tweeting about how they were going to be here and how they were so excited. And people were like, should I do my hair? And I was like, it was the happiest I've felt today of it's okay. Why do you look like you're going to cry?
Travis, come
If I
on.
can- if
Keep
I
it
can-
together. Keep it together.
I can make you feel better. I've been told the Discord link actually works.
I made a Discord and it works and people are using it. Let's try this. Can we put up a poll? Because I just want everyone to know it's okay to not be okay. Are you okay? Yes or no? Answer it honestly, because I think that's kind of part of why I tell myself that this is worth doing. Me telling you about how gross I feel right now is because I think it makes people feel better. And maybe I'm wrong. If this poll comes back and it's yes, everybody's okay, 100%, I'll be like, well, that's embarrassing. I've wasted your time.
No,
But
stop
I think
it.
it makes people feel better to be like, oh, I'm not lazy. I'm not gross. I'm struggling with something. And the other thing, which is something we'll move on from this, but something that Ashley said to me today, we've both fallen on. We've always talked about how important it is to go to therapy, and I'm not doing that right now, and that's on me. And I need to be held accountable for that, and I need to do it. The thing about depression and anxiety is it makes everything feel like a mountain. When the first step you take, you're all of a sudden you're already on your way. But don't be ashamed of. There's been a lot of stories in sports media lately. I'm realizing I forgot a bobby pin, so we're not here. There's a lot of stories about people being honest about their mental health and other people kind of shaming them for that. Don't listen to that. Those are people that don't know. They don't know. They don't think they need it. They aren't as mentally well as you are because you know that you need help and that makes you better off. So don't listen to people that tell you that it's this, that, or the other thing. I know that it's expensive and I know that there's like issues with that. And I completely understand that. I know there's a lot of like free ones on the internet, but I haven't tried any of them. So I'm not going to vouch for them here. Just know that the concept of therapy and of talking to someone to help you figure out everything that's going on in here, like there's someone out there whose job it is to do that. They're like the Marie Kondo of your brain. So why not just ask them for help? It just, look at that, a poll. Can I vote? What if I voted yes?
You'd be a liar.
And also, if you are okay, say that because that's awesome. Like Ashley said,
yes.
it's
I
good
said
to be
yes today.
okay, but there's times where you're not okay. So anyway, the whole point of that was like therapy. Yes. And that's that.
So
That's
next
her
week
update.
during the pod, I am going to ask you if you found a therapist.
No, don't hold me accountable like that. That'll freak me out. I won't show up to the podcast. I'll just panic because then I'll feel like a liar if I didn't have the ability to get out of bed and do it. Like I know I have to do it. You can text me it.
Okay.
It's just stressful. It's just stressful to be like, I need to take care of me. It just sounds lame, but it is what it is. Another thing that sounds lame. Where do we see the polls? How
The
do
results?
we find out the results?
It's a good
Someone will
question.
magically let us know, I bet, once enough of them are in. We are leading this webinar, though it may feel as though we're not. We know exactly what we're doing. I'm like an Uber driver that's like, how do I get there? You're like, what? You should.
That's your job.
No, you have a GPS right there. What else, Ashley? Do we have official pod? We do have official pod business.
We do. But before we get into it, I would like to
messed up
issue
again.
oh wow,
Look at
it's
that.
very close.
Look at that, 5347. That's actually great. I mean, I wish all no's were yeses, but I like that enough people are being honest and then enough people are being honest and having a great day. This is such a good use of a poll and certainly what people thought we were going to do on this live podcast. Sorry, Ashley, go ahead.
I want to issue a formal apology to everyone. When we scheduled this, I didn't do a good job looking at the calendar and looking at the conflicts. And I would like to apologize to all of you down barrel for scheduling this podcast at the same time as the Bachelorette premiere.
Okay, we were hoping you would address that.
It was an oversight
I mean,
on
a
my
big
part. And I have felt badly about it since I realized.
Cry.
I do have
Cry a little bit.
Katie, I can't cry on command. You can't just force that out of someone.
This, yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can do this. I take full responsibility and I will make sure to have the best Bachelorette update you've ever had in light of recent events.
Say smash that subscribe button.
What?
Say smash that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. You sound like a YouTuber. Just smash that like button.
Oh, smash that like button.
Nice.
And just leave a comment.
Wipe
I
a
will
tear.
read them all. And I also,
Yes.
Travis, I need to let you know that you have to watch The Bachelorette because we do a draft of candidates. So that was important business.
Job requirement. That's what
Job
that's
requirement.
called. You have to
real.
watch it. You have to watch it.
Just the first episode or two, because this is going to be a weird one.
But
first
when
two
can we
episodes.
draft? So are we supposed to not watch it?
I don't know. I don't know
draft?
what's going to
'Cause that's
happen
cheating.
because there's rumors that the Bachelorette is going to switch away from Claire to Tayshia. Okay, I guess this is your Bachelor
after the
update.
first-
Doodly-doo.
Doodly-doo.
Hi, I'm Ashley
Hi.
Brayland here with hi. Okay, so I think we've talked about this before, but just so everyone knows, The Bachelorette is premiering tonight with Claire Crowley as the Bachelorette. However, there are rumors that it is going to switch to Tayshia Adams because in the middle of the pandemic, Claire found love. Yay. So I don't
Aw.
really know what that's going to mean for the contestants, if they all stay the same or if some switch or if they brought in new people for Tayshia or what. So we're going to have to watch and then we'll update you next week when we know what we're doing. And that was your Bachelorette update. Doodly-doo.
Good job. That was
Thanks.
really good.
I'm really out of practice.
No, I think that was great. It's just like a bicycle, you know?
When's the last time you rode a bicycle?
That's a very good question. But it's not one of the questions of the many that we have to get to.
We have to get to them.
We haven't started. It's 8:40. Do you
Oh my
understand
gosh.
now how this happens? Do you guys get it? Like, we got a lot to catch up on. What were we going to skip? Mental health update? What, were we not going to have that valuable poll? Are you crazy? Which, if you are, therapy. It's all related.
Mhm.
Everything's connected. But we do have official pod business. Am I right to say
Yes.
this now?
Yes. Yes.
It's sports. You're hearing. Oh, can we get a? No, it's okay. Sports is now.
Oh,
Not that. No,
not that.
that's for later. Oh, secrets. Drum roll, please. No, the big announcement is Sports with Katie Nolan is now a 2-day-a-week podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
What?
And Travis goes, what? Did you tell Travis?
Not yet. I'm writing
Travis,
now.
gonna need you to come into work
More
on
homework.
Sunday. All right. No, we're gonna be 2 days a week. Again, I'd like to now say that it's going to be 2 shorter podcasts, but I'm not gonna make any promises. Ashley's out here promising the best Bachelorette update you've ever had. I'm not going to make a promise. I know I might not be able to keep, but we're going to move to 2 a week. It may turn into like, I don't know, one type of content goes here and another type goes here, or it's just 2 episodes of the same show. We are playing around with it,
Figuring it out.
like you guys, and we like doing this, and doing it once a week when you're not really doing much else is stinky. And so rather than be stinky, we're gonna be less stinky, which as I'm saying that, I went with not shower. It was a bad choice. I know.
Oh,
Could you
I showered.
tell?
No, honestly, I couldn't though, which
I
is good.
didn't-
Except for the rat
I
tail, the
didn't
one
shower.
down the back.
I didn't shower. Even though Sean Jordan told me yesterday during a recording of All Fantasy Everything, which you should go listen to. It's a very good podcast. He told me that I need to take a shower. He said those words.
How does he know?
I mean, at this point, I expect everybody knows. That's how bad it is. But you know what? I'm here. Skin's clear. Get used to it.
Yeah.
No, it was bad. So that's it. We're going to 2 days a week. 2 days of this.
Whoop,
Lucky
whoop.
you.
Yep. And now we're gonna do actual content.
Are we?
Yeah. We got to get
Okay,
to the
today-
tease. We're 45 minutes in. We got to get to the
Tease.
tease.
We got to let you know what this podcast is going to be about. Today on the podcast, you should grab a drink or do whatever it is you do. We're just hanging out. You had to submit. You didn't have to, but you could submit questions when you signed up, and so we are going to answer them to the best of our abilities.
Mhm.
I should have got a drink, a Coors Light. Who was
Travis has
presenting.
multiple. Do you have a cooler at your feet full of them?
No, it's just the same one.
Sure it is.
Did the Travis question make it in?
Yes.
Okay, so
I
I won't ask you now. But before so this is some of the anxiety I'm having. I know I can't see you, but I know you're all there. I haven't checked the number in a while. Oh boy. And we're gonna do this ad reads with all these people watching.
Yep.
So I hope that you've picked easy ones because I actually didn't look at them today. As I know you guys now already know, we're gonna let you vote on the song, but I don't know the other ones, and I should have looked. And I wish. Can we go back?
Well, the
go
good
back
news
and
is it
look?
wasn't a mistake on your part. I didn't put them in until about 30 seconds before we
Mm,
started. I
Okay.
was busy making spreadsheets. So
Lots of spreadsheets with lots
first-
of questions organized by topic.
can you
But one of the topics was random, and then another topic was random/us. Which
there
I'm
were
like, these are
subsets
not
of random.
topics.
They're
Those are
random.
not
It's like,
topics.
here's a random question. That's
What are
like
these questions about? Random. It's like when Jeopardy is like potpourri. It's a cop out, Trebek. Give me a category.
There needed to be a big umbrella category for those questions. They weren't.
There were
they didn't-
2, is my point. You had 2 umbrellas. Nobody needs 2 umbrellas.
Well,
If you're with somebody else.
that's great.
So anyway,
Anyway,
point is we are brought to you. Point is that we're going to get to your questions in a second. But
or
first,
20 minutes. either
today's
one.
podcast is brought to you by new sponsor. Half of a drum roll, Bright Sellers. So
Woo!
Ashley, how do you want me to tell the people about Bright Sellers? Also, new sponsor means I've never seen this copy. Oh,
This is great. This is great. Tell us about Bright Sellers as if you were kind of like an old English, like British person giving a proclamation, a hear ye situation.
okay. I was gonna say what's a proclamation, but hear ye, I understand.
Mhm.
Hear ye, hear ye. Is that British?
I don't know what that was.
Bright Sellers is the wine subscription service. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Right? that
Yep.
helps you find wines you love while making wine more accessible to everyone. Those are trumpets.
Yep. Mhm.
Just in case they didn't. By taking their 30-second quiz, Bright Cellars will pair you with 6 unique and personalized wines that are delivered right to your doorstep. Righto! Is it a colloquial proclamation? Each box comes with wine education cards that provide material on tasting notes, food pairings, serving temperatures, and much, much more. I rolled an R for you. Don't you go so excited. Plus, Bright Cellars personalizes your wine box around your schedule by sending you wine when you're ready.
Always ready.
Here, what's up?
I'm always ready for
I
wine.
know. Right now would be good
Yeah.
if I wasn't so jonesing for a. Okay,
Coors Light.
you're gonna put an ad in
Yeah, nope, you're
inside of
right.
an ad. It's a
Yep.
it's a turducken of ads. That's what you tune in for. I'm busy. Hear ye, I say. Hear ye. What did I say? For podcast listeners only. Special. We are giving you. Who else is there? 50% off your first 6 bottle orders from Bright Cellars by going to brightcellars.com/Katie50 on the internet. That's Bright Cellars, C-E-L, like a basement, CELLARS.com/Katie50, 50. You can take their 7, I'm almost finished. You can take their 7 question quiz to get your wine matches and receive 50% off your first 6 bottle order. 6 bottles. All right. You must be 21 or older to order. Go to brightcellars.com to see if Bright Cellars delivers to your area, to your hamlet. Good day.
You're a area.
What did they do that for? Did people just walk out in the street and go, "Hear ye"?
Yeah, I think so.
Or did you have to have like a permit?
No, I think they like stood up on like Apple boxes and like made official announcements.
Why
It's like
don't we
their
do
version
that
of like
anymore?
a newspaper. They don't, because we have newspapers and Twitter and cable.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to walk out into the street the next time that's legal. And I'm going to say, "Attention, everyone." And then I'm sure something interesting will have happened that needs to be said.
I think so. Are you
Okay, I just
excited
want to
for
make sure you
these?
guys are fine with that. So
No, we're good with it.
Get
Go
the bail
for it.
money ready,
Please
just in
videotape
case.
it.
Let's not waste any more time.
Mhm.
As we round out the first hour here of the sports podcast, let's start with our first question. And now this is weird. They are not voicemails, which we're so used to. So Ashley, I guess we'll just assume everybody loves us and means it. I know there was a character limit.
Yeah.
Ashley will just read the names, where they're from, and what they're asking.
All right. First question. Hard-hitting sports question. We're like really diving in early.
Wait, before we start, I have one thing. Didn't we have a bunch of birthdays that we were going to shout out?
Yeah, I have a spot for that.
Oh,
It's
then
in
go
the
ahead,
doc.
Ashley. Let's start the podcast. I just didn't want to start too soon.
Yeah,
Question
it's
number
like Tuesday.
1
That's
comes
right.
from Michael Shaw in Stamford, Connecticut. He asks, "Is a refrigerator a closet?"
So this is the evolution of the hot dog. Is a hot dog a sandwich was a gateway drug.
Mhm.
Because then we've got is chili a soup, is a taco a wrap. There's a whole lot going on in this universe. If you've never been on the internet before, welcome. But I think it's worth it to take this question at face value. Is a refrigerator a closet? Now, one argument you could make, because you'd be like, well, yeah, it's the food closet, right?
Mhm.
Like you have the hall closet, you have the towel closet, linen closet. It would be your food closet, but that's not true because a food closet would be a pantry.
Yep.
And so does the fact that it's an appliance keep it from being, and what's a closet? It's not a piece of furniture. It's sort of built into it's like a built-in.
It could be a built-in or it could be a wardrobe. You know,
Well,
those,
that's
like,
different. It has a word. You just said it. It's wardrobe. He didn't
No, I
say,
think
is a refrigerator or wardrobe feels like pretty close to yes. Is a
Well, I think wardrobe
closet-
has to be for clothes. but like
Oh.
that stand
What gives you
alone
that
with the
impression?
door. I think by definition,
Mhm,
a
with the word
closet
wardrobe.
is a recessed or standalone storage area with a door.
It's a drinks closet.
I don't know that you have to label it.
I think you must.
I think he's right. I think it is.
Well, he didn't actually. He
give
didn't
an
say him.
opinion.
He did not let
I'm
us know
assuming that
one
I'm
way or the
assuming
other.
that he thinks it is.
You hear somebody ask a question and you assume you know their answer. What are you? Literally everyone on the internet?
I've been tweeting him. He told me.
Is a refrigerator a closet? I don't feel comfortable saying yes.
So you're saying no? You feel
I think
comfortable
so.
saying
It's one of those things where I'm like, I can logic my way into a yes, but I think no, I think my belief system aligns with no.
Yeah, I was about to say yes, but then I thought of like one of my cabinets where I keep like soup. And it's like, well, couldn't that technically be a closet? It's
Yeah,
just,
one,
it's not
a
like
slippery
floor to
slope
ceiling.
labeling
Yeah,
things a closet. You can't just be out
exactly.
here calling things closets, because then before you know it, your bedroom's a person closet.
Oh God.
That doesn't feel good.
I'm going to say no.
I'm also going to say no, even though I bet Discord's going nuts because it
yes.
works. Moving right along, told you we'd go fast.
Mhm.
Question number 2.
From CJ Diarco in Washington, D.C. If you woke up tomorrow with a superpower, which one would you be most disappointed to have? TLYMI, which I think is thanks, love, you mean it?
That's absolutely what that is. You
Great.
invented this phrase, so you should
Did
know.
I?
Yeah, you're like
Probably
the
did.
guy who invented GIFs, but you still say GIFs. You're an idiot. It's GIFs. Get with the times. I don't care if you invented it. This is what it is now. Sorry, I'm letting my politics get into the podcast. Okay, I like this question because it's a spin on the usual of like, what superpower do you want? I could tell you, this is what's wrong.
I just realized something I forgot to tell you. I started watching The Boys.
You did?
Yeah.
It just finished.
I'm still on season 1,
I know,
obviously,
but
but I did start. You told me and I started.
I feel like I had a place in here where I was gonna mention something about it. Ashley,
Well, this is what made me think of it. Because the superpower I would be disappointed to have would be laser eyes.
yeah, that would suck.
That's like, what am I going to do with this?
This isn't spoilers. This is no spoilers.
Yeah. It's not
Just
a spoiler.
saying. If I were watching The Boys, I'd be like, don't say anything. I'm not supposed to. Because Ashley, the season 2 finale, which just happened, it was, and I got in a strong workout right before, so maybe that clouded my vision. But it was the most intense episode of TV. If anybody doesn't know this, what we're talking about, The Boys, it's on Amazon. It's technically a superhero show, but it's unlike, and I don't want to say unlike any other you've ever seen because I'm not going to act like an expert on this like comic genre.
Please don't.
But this is like in terms of mainstream superhero content, this like turns it on its head in a way that I find so fascinating and continues to do that on multiple levels. And Dan read the comic books. I'm like halfway through the second book of the comic books, but he read them all. So he like has years ago. So he's obsessed with Garth Ennis and like this whole thing. He told me when it started to go away from the books, and he was like, and they're still doing it really well, which happens so rarely. Like we all remember, we're all still scarred from Game of Thrones when you noticed that it was going off book and you were like, where are we going to go? I hope this goes well. And spoiler alert on that, it didn't. But this apparently, he's like, this is completely different from the books, but I'm totally in on it. It's so good. Do you like it?
I do. Yeah. You warned me that it was dark. And in the first episode, multiple times, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. And once you get over that.
In the comic books, it's not one guy that does that to her. It's all of them.
Oh, well, that makes me
it's heavy, and so it might not be for everybody, but try it. I think trigger warning on it. Would you trigger warning that for sexual assault? It's like a you know how you have to try to find things now that you trust to tell these you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I trust them, but I'm like they're not handling it in a way that I'm like, oh, I feel like they do a pretty good job, and it's just a very incredibly interesting idea. Today's podcast is not brought to you by The Boys, but
it's brought to you by Coors Light.
That episode, it is brought to you by Coors Light, which you will drink responsibly. But that episode of The Boys absolutely floored me. So hopefully if other people have seen it, they're like, yes, it was crazy. What was the question?
Superpower you would be disappointed
Don't
to
want to
have.
have. See, I never even would have thought of laser eyes, but one of the characters in The Boys has these laser eyes. Also, she needs power from things to use it. And so it's like, well, that would stink if you were around no power. Just like lamplighter needs a lighter to light anything on fire.
I haven't
That
gotten
was
that far. I haven't gotten
crazy
that
to me.
far
I
yet.
know, and it's not like a pivotal plot point. Nothing happens with it, but like
Well, thanks for ruining
smoking
it.
a cigarette at one point, and I'm like, dude, you're a superhero named Lamplighter, and you need to use. If you didn't have a Bic, you'd be like the rest of us. Like, oh man, where's my lighter? That's crazy. Your name, it's in your. So there's now The Boys has now that you've referenced that, has got me thinking. Well, there's a million powers that you could be like, oh, I don't know, I wouldn't want that, but I never even would have thought of it. I think I wouldn't want invisibility
What?
because there isn't really anywhere I'm dying to be that I can't go to. And if I did, I would want to go there as like an invitee. I would want people to
Yeah,
be able to interact with me. Being in a room and nobody talking to you, while it's a thing I'm sort of used to, it's not a thing I love.
You're missing it,
Like,
though.
what?
You could skip through like TSA and boom, you're already there.
That's
Think
the
of it the other way.
Little
Like
things.
being
That's
able
the
to get
first
out
thing
of
you
places.
think of?
Yeah.
Guys are supposed to use
Seriously.
superpowers to help other people.
Oh, I was just thinking if I was walking down the street and I saw someone coming towards me and I didn't feel like having a conversation, I could just turn invisible.
Yeah, but then you got to worry if you're
Because-
the kind of person that when you turn invisible, you come back without your clothes on.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Which
I
would
don't-
really
I
then
don't
you'd
need
be
that.
then you would be naked all the time, but nobody can see you. It would take you a minute to get used to that.
Yeah,
That would
that's
feel
weird.
pretty terrifying.
That's weird.
But I also just think being invisible is probably if I were to do the therapy, I think would be like a fear of mine of like nobody can see you or acknowledge you. You're like, huh? Do I exist? I think it would mess with my brain. So
Mm.
I think invisibility, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm sure we could find some ways to use it.
TSA.
Right.
Yeah,
The first
you're
thing you
welcome.
thought of after having not flown in how long, you're still residually mad, but having to go through, they even gave you a pre-check where you don't have to do any, and you're like, not good enough for me. I need to not be seen.
I bought my TSA pre-check in like February.
Perfect timing.
That's
Yeah,
really
I was pretty
helpful.
excited about it.
Hope you got that global access for the globe we don't have
Mhm.
access to. It's pretty cool.
Trav, what's yours?
I'm thinking, does the Hulk count?
Super strength?
Because I don't,
Yeah.
because he's also angry at the same time, and I don't want that.
Well, that's very specific. You're saying you wouldn't want to be the Hulk.
Yeah.
But that's like
Or-
saying you wouldn't want to wake up with this and this. But you guys just pick a superpower that you'd be like, oh man, that's the one I got.
Was it Quicksilver? I don't want that. I don't want to
Stop
be.
picking people and
Or he just runs
instead
fast.
pick
I don't wanna-
powers.
I don't want to run fast.
Okay. That's
Great.
me neither.
I don't want to run.
But I think if I had it, I'd be like, I don't think it feels the same to them. I
I'd
don't
rather
think
be
you have to-
invisible and walk.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like this is not going
Question number 3.
perfect.
Literally an hour in. From Jamie Leurick in Ashburn, Virginia. Would you rather have one exceptional non-sport talent or be a slightly above average athlete? Then choose sport or talent.
Love you and mean it. I haven't said that for everybody, but I should have. So residual backwards 2, love you mean it, backwards 1, love you mean it, and now love you mean it.
Oh boy.
This is like most would you rathers. This is one of those questions where you think like this is dumb. There's an obvious answer, and then you question yourself on the second one, and you go, "Well, wait a second," and that is a sign of a good would you rather. Because my first thought was like, of course, I would love to have one exceptional non-sport talent. Because now that I'm 33, who cares if I'm an above average athlete?
Mm-hmm.
I think I might still end up going that way. But the argument for slightly above average athlete is like you could just join a bunch of rec leagues and you're the best person in them. And I imagine this applies regardless of your age. Or is it like, it's not, would you go back in time and have been a slightly exceptional athlete? Because that's putting a ceiling on, not exceptional, slightly above average, puts a ceiling. It means you're never going to be great at it. That would have
Right.
sucked as a kid to think like, maybe I'll get there. And then you don't. And then you're like, well, that stinks. But if at 33, suddenly I'm an above average athlete, I'd be like, cool.
I would say you are a slightly above average athlete.
That's
You've won
not-
gold medals.
I was 10.
And you still won gold medals?
Very sweet. It was and I'm not saying rhythmic gymnastics isn't a sport. I'm saying the sport I did does not look like the sport they're doing at the Olympics. It was the Disney Channel original movie version. Like, you appreciate it, but you also know it's not exceptional.
See, I would classify myself as a slightly above average.
We know that.
athlete.
You've mentioned that many times. You would also
As a
say you have
Division I
slightly above
athlete.
average
No,
view.
it's slightly
eyesight.
above perfect vision.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
that's your exceptional non-sport talent. Looking. Congratulations.
No, it says I get to pick one.
I know.
I would pick an exceptional non-sport talent.
And I bet it would be to sing.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love to have an incredible
I
voice.
want it to I want to feel what like Jennifer Hudson feels when she sings. I want to know what that feels like.
Yeah.
You're just like, does she have to worry about hitting a note, or is she just like, God, this feels good. Get this out of me.
I mean, you know, when you're in the car or shower and you're like singing like top of your lungs, just like letting it all out, having a
Mhm.
great time,
No,
and
I
you
can't
crush it, like it feels it's so fun. It's so great. I
have
love
you ever
when I'm
taken out
driving
your
alone.
phone in the car? Have you ever taken out your phone and been like, let me record myself and see if that actually sounds like that?
Oh,
and listen to
never.
it back and been like, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, I would like double phone it sometimes and play like the instrumental karaoke and then record myself with my other phone.
Oh,
And, like,
that's
hear it?
above and beyond.
Because I like really thought
want.
like when I used to, before, you know, I got pregnant and my voice got all jacked up.
Which I
like-
told my brother the other day, and he was like, Ashley had like a higher voice. It's crazy to even think. And I was like,
Yeah. I used to like crush karaoke and like care about what my karaoke song was going to be. And I would like try it and be like, how does this sound? And then be like, well, that's a no. But sometimes when you nail it,
yeah.
like I can think of like 3 separate times in my life that I'm like, I crushed that. It just feels so good.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Imagine if you crush it consistently. I wonder if the feeling good part would get old. I feel like Mariah can probably speak to this, and she's
Mm.
probably doing so in our Discord, which is discord.letters.
Lowercase u?
I think I would go with exceptional non-sport talent, because it's the boring answer, but you could turn it into something. Whereas being a slightly above average athlete, while it would make me more active, would not help me in any way.
What
Right.
would your talent be?
I don't know. I think I gave you mine. I think I would love to be a great singer, but maybe like able to draw. You know how much that would be
Mm.
helpful to be
Yeah.
like, here, I drew out what I'm picturing. Because sometimes I have a hard time taking my idea and putting it into words that make sense.
What
Like
about a chef?
when we made the Beyonce lemonade thing, I had to storyboard it, and I was like, this is very hard. I know
Yeah.
exactly what it looks like. I don't
Or
know
play an instrument. I would love to be able to like
Ooh, yeah, my
Play
hands are
something.
too small to play guitar.
same. Yeah.
What
I
did
think
you say, Travis? Into
being a
your
chef.
great mic?
I think being a chef
Okay.
That's
You-
good.
or
Want to say
not.
anything else?
Wait,
No,
wait,
you can just.
that one down. Thanks,
We
Ed.
shared.
No, I
stories
think that's
after.
great.
I think it's a great idea. I just thought you were gonna
you're
share
good.
maybe like a quip about your
Well,
life and
then
how,
I
what
could go on,
happens when
like,
you.
Beat Bobby Flay. I just want to do that someday. I would love to beat him.
That is.
Yeah, Bobby
you've
Flay
got-
needs to get taken down a notch, you know?
You've
I love
got
him.
I've always said
I wanna
it.
knock
a
him off. I love the
vendetta
show.
against Bobby
No,
Flay.
no, listen, I love Bobby Flay. Brunch with Bobby Flay is amazing, but I'd like to
I
beat
mean,
him.
I don't know what that is.
It's a great show where he's making different brunches and breakfast.
He has a show called Brunch.
Brunch with Bobby Flay. Yeah.
There's already a podcast called Brunch. He can't do that.
Well, this is a
Shout out
TV
DJ
show.
Bean and Pete Blackburn. Brunch. Anyway, good answer, Travis. Sorry, really good answer.
Thanks,
I
Jamie.
think people really like it.
Question number 4
Oh
comes
my
from
goodness,
Stephanie.
we're going too fast.
No, we're not. We have 100
over?
questions. Stephanie, I'm just going to start saying people's first names. Stephanie from St. Louis.
You will say it.
Coons? Stephanie
Probably.
Coons?
Yeah.
If given the option to become an egg layer instead of a mammal with a gestational period, would you? Why or why not?
When I first read this, love you mean it. When I first read this question, I thought it was an egg layer. I pictured like a layer of egg, just like you said it, and then you were like, egg layer. Like would you rather lay eggs,
A layer of eggs.
get pregnant? I guess is the question.
Yeah, or like give birth.
Now
Lay eggs or
again,
give birth.
I have thoughts that are just off top, and you as the mom, I think, can strike these down. I'm open to any sort of criticisms of this answer. Obviously, yes. I mean,
no.
if everyone else also does it, if it's not like I'm the weird lady who lays eggs, I don't want my own like TLC reality show, which is so funny. That's the Learning Channel. And that's what we learn about is like, hey, my life's weird in a weird way. Want to watch?
Your brain is fascinating.
I don't want to be the lady who lays eggs, but if I'm making the choice for humans, I would say, yeah, dude, because you lay it and then you just got to worry about keeping it safe. But like, I got to keep a lot of stuff. You have a house, just put it in the house, make it warm, and then you don't have to push it out.
Well, I mean, you still have to push it out.
You just push out the egg.
Right.
And it grows outside of you.
Well, I don't know about that because I think like
Ashley, we eat eggs. Do you think that we're eating a baby?
Thank you. Let's not
Are we
get into
eating a baby?
politics.
Keep your politics out of this.
Let's keep all of the tucks tucked away.
Uh-huh.
There are different sized eggs based on the size of animal that you are. So like, would I want to push out an ostrich sized egg?
You pushed out a baby-sized baby.
I understand.
That's
that.
definitely harder because its edges aren't as smooth. Even just on that argument alone, it's got smoother edges, more aerodynamic.
But a bunch of reptiles lay more than one egg at a time.
Not when I'm president. If I'm in charge of this, we're all laying one egg.
Well, I don't know that you can.
Unless it's like a twin situation and whoops, you got two. Like nothing else about humans is changing. Just the fact that we would lay an egg. I think because I think if you get too much into the science, the reason we couldn't do it is because we're warm-blooded. Correct? I don't think you can.
Who do you think is going to answer that correctly?
This is a webinar.
Don't you know everything?
I don't know about the science of why humans can't lay eggs.
Aren't you a doula? Are you not a doula? I was under the impression that I said we need a resident doula.
That's why we got Travis.
And a bachelorette expert. And if they could all be the same person, that would be great. I didn't want Travis to doula. I know he part-times, but I thought you were a doula. Am I screaming? I was told to put this closer to my face yesterday, and now I think it's too close.
I may have fabricated my resume a little bit when I applied for this job.
That's fine. We all do it. Reach for jobs that are aspirational. Ladies, don't just apply for ones you definitely meet all the qualifications for. Ashley's not doula, but she knows that.
I feel like I'd pick eggs.
I think eggs makes the most sense.
I mean, if it means you're pregnant for less long.
Do you remember that terrifying video for what? I don't remember now. That I randomly retweeted and like went off. Do you remember the perineum, sunning your perineum?
Yes,
story?
Of course I do.
Remember the day that I was like, I'm going to do 17 of these.
Yeah,
I'm going to do 17
I made some great
jokes off
images.
this stupid. Yes. I did that same thing one day when I woke up and I watched this video about like growing your baby outside of your womb. It was like this weird futuristic video from something about how they're experimenting with this. And I was like, this is the dumbest. And I'm now realizing like that's like having an egg. But basically the point of this one was like, what if you trip over the power cord and you unplug your baby by accident?
Oh my gosh.
What happens then? Butterfly effect. Next question.
We're going to have to cut half of these.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay. Next question comes from David Guillen in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
You know what? Skip this one because I meant to research it and I didn't. The question was...
We already said his name.
I know. And so to give him... This is a very good question, but I meant to do like in-depth research on a bunch of saints and your girl did not do that. And so maybe we'll answer this on a later podcast. Let's bank it somewhere. Travis, put it in a safe... Put it where you put your egg. The question was, other than Mother Teresa, which saints are famously first ballot Hall of Sainters? And look, what we've said before in this podcast, it's why there's a question mark. If we don't know the answer, we're not going to pretend that we do. You know? I was going to say like Stalin Cowherd, which really doesn't have anything to do with anything. It was just a pun I made once that I really enjoyed and I wanted to say it again. Yesterday I said diversify your sportfolio and I'm going to bring that into my life.
That's really, really
big
good.
fan
I like
of that.
a lot.
These are just, this is where my depression is. I'm just throw out phrases I was thinking and then we're going to move on to another question.
Great.
Point is, great question. I dropped the ball. We will answer it at a different time. Next question. Look at that, Ashley, moving things right along.
Great. Love that. Okay. This is from Alpana Bajpai of Bloomfield Hills. If you could have one of the weapons from Mario Kart on your real life car, what would you use?
a question. What a question. Love you, mean it. Just like I love David. I forgot to say it.
I'd go with the star.
Okay, so to refresh, star makes you go faster
And you're invincible.
and you're invincible.
Yeah.
Not invisible, which some people may fear, which would be totally fine and not weird. We don't kink shame. Then there's the red shell, which is like a homing missile. It'll get it'll hit somebody.
Yep.
Sometimes the car behind you and accidentally you, which always sucked. Then there's the 3 red shells. Let's just say red shell and green shell. We don't want to have to go into the 3. We would all go for 3 if we could. There's banana, which people don't know. You can throw that. But most often you just poop it out your butt. The butt of your car.
Yeah.
The boot. The trunk.
Yep.
Then there's the mystery box, which stunk. You could drop a thing that looks like a mystery box, but it was really a bomb. These also changed on the Switch.
Use the old school ones that we know.
Yeah, because
there's the blue shell for whoever's in first.
That's right. And does it hit everybody else on the way up?
No.
I feel like it used to.
There's the lightning that makes you all.
That's what it is. Makes everybody small.
That one's funny.
That one's fun. But I'm trying to think in real life.
I'm not trying to hurt anybody in real life.
That's what I'm saying. You have to
get around them.
Yeah, I think I would go with star too. I think star is the only correct answer, unless you're like, that guy cut me off. Like you should go to therapy. If a guy cuts you off and you want to hit him with a homing missile made out of a turtle shell, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. I'm just saying you might have to work through you might be projecting.
But isn't the star, you can hit him and knock him off? Like
yes, but you can also not. The star basically makes you a motorcycle. You can go right up that center lane if you're stuck in traffic, and nobody can say nothing because you know. Next question. I have so many more things I could say, but I'm gonna not. So next question.
This is from
people still here? Yeah, dude, you are all still here, and I love you.
Great. We're about a quarter of the way through. So
awesome.
Hang tight.
Webinar.
Okay. This is from. Oh man, I really should have just done first names. Joe Thumke.
I would say Tomke. Look, we're trying our best, and we don't mean to be disrespectful.
Sorry,
we are trying our best.
I love you, I mean it. I'm sorry.
We're not afraid.
From St. Paul.
Sorry.
Oh. Could both Katie and Ashley give us a snort so we can tell the difference in the future? Love you, mean it.
Love you, mean it, Joe. I think this is a great idea, except that I've never snorted on this podcast. It's always Ashley. Every snort is Ashley.
Bull.
I also want to take this time to address.
It's not true, Travis. You've been on like 5 podcasts.
And I've never seen Katie snort.
Please. Thank you. I'd also like to address, I forget what I was saying. Oh, we still have people who listen to this podcast that can't tell the difference between when I'm talking and when you're talking.
That's why video is so helpful.
That hurts my feelings.
I did that last week.
What? Travis, don't admit that.
Travis, oh yeah, he did. He didn't know. No. You called him out on it last week.
Oh.
You called him out. It was when, it's.
Travis, it's not great.
Bad.
It's not great.
Because you have video, Trav. That's why it's
just you're looking at us. Anyway, we're just both so shrill. So Ashley, do you want me to try? Like, should I make you snort, or you want to just?
No,
if you do one naturally,
can't make it. No,
yes,
you can't make it happen.
No,
you
do it all the time.
You can't do it.
I'm just saying, I don't want you to just have to go because it's not what it sounds like.
I know. I don't know that you can just snort on command.
That was pretty good.
That's why I should make you laugh.
But you can't. I'm going to feel so much pressure.
What?
I'm going to feel pressure to like
snort,
laugh. Well, I mean, it's like. It's not. You can't.
Mine is like let me give you time to fill because Ashley seems to be having some sort of a stage.
Hold on, Steve Brayband is here.
Steve, it's a live podcast.
Jets release Le'Veon Bell.
Release or trade?
Release.
If only we had time to. Unfortunately, we're not going to have time to get to that today. We have so much other sports content to do. But as your sports podcast, again, the Lakers won.
Yep.
The Storm won.
Champion.
Sue Bird's a champion. And Le'Veon Bell has been released, and Dak Prescott is injured.
Yeah.
So
NFL schedule shuffling around
all over the place. I think it's affecting something like 8 teams. The Patriots didn't play this week yet, or are gonna later. There's all you need to know. That's the secret about this podcast. It's like we tell you 5 things, and it's like, let's talk about what really matters. Our fridges, closets. Let's decide definitively. What are we answering? Snort. Mine is like a.
That's also what mine sounds like.
No. Yours is like a. It has like a.
No, it certainly does
I
not.
forgot they can see me. Our viewers at home. Another thing I meant to say at the beginning of the podcast. Normally, when you do a live podcast, you want to not forget that listeners at home are just listening to it like a regular podcast, but you also want to work in the audience. But because you guys aren't here and we can't see you or talk to you, this is kind of a if you were here centric episode. And I just wanted to apologize to anybody who couldn't make it tonight if they're like, man, this sucks as audio. But I felt it was important that we make this a fun experience because I needed it. And I could act like it was for you. So that's my superpower. Yeah, so it's Ashley is the answer to your question, Joe. It's every snort is Ashley and I'm safe. And anything funny is me. That's the best way to look at the podcast.
True.
Anything funny, I said it. Anytime you're like, that was Ashley. But you know, and the snorts, all Ashley. Any farts you hear, Ashley. Toilet flushing, that's Ashley.
That is Dan.
She asked me, look, Ash, I'm speaking my truth.
boyfriend.
She asked me to cover for her, and I was like, sure. And then I threw Dan under the bus. None of us are good people. I know how this reflects, but I do feel it's important to be honest. Women belong in sports. Okay, we have more questions. We're going to get to those in a second. Will we answer them? Stay tuned. But, you know, today's podcast is also brought to you by DoorDash. So, Ashley, how do you want me to tell the people about DoorDash? I just saw it.
Can you tell us about DoorDash as members of the Mario Kart ensemble? I'll tell you who to be. You can obviously start with Mario.
I don't have. Who says I'm the best?
Toad.
It is? So that's my Toad voice. Okay. And then Yoshi makes noises.
Yahoo!
It's me.
Steve's getting snacks.
That's not Yoshi. That's Mario. Yahoo is Mario. You're messing with me, Travis. I'm almost on.
Start.
We're on
Mario.
in 3, 2. It's me, Mario. Between the never-ending laundry cycles and the incoming emails, this is so offensive to my people. You've got plenty on your to-do list. Yeah, wahoo, yay! Crushed that. I wish it wasn't on camera. Are we still going, Mario? Great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
Give yourself one less thing to worry about and let the DoorDash take care of your next meal.
How about Peach?
Did something by accident. Undo. Let's go is the word Puerto Rico, and I would have messed that up. Who did you say?
Peach.
Peachy, ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app. Choose what you want to eat.
I'm going off a small sample size. Only thing I've heard her say is peachy.
And your food will be left safely outside your door with the new contactless delivery drop-off setting. Peachy.
Toad.
I'm the best.
Right?
Yeah.
With over 300,000 most of it is just subtitle. With over 300,000 partners in the U.S., Puerto Rico, and Canada, and Australia. Whee!
Ashley has walked out in protest.
You can support your local go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Chipotle, Wendy's, and the Cheesecake Factory.
Give me what you think what Bowser would sound like.
Right now, our listeners can get $5 off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code Nolan.
Wario.
And that's $5 off and 0 delivery fees on your first order. You download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code Nolan.
Yoshi.
Don't forget that's code Nolan for $5 off your first order with DoorDash. Thanks, Yoshi.
Wow.
Okay, so I mean, Ashley, you're wasting time with all those voices.
Okay.
Let's get the questions.
Okay,
out
next
there.
one. From Naya Juniel in Atlanta. Has Travis gotten real wine glasses yet?
There it is, the Travis question. What's the verdict?
No.
I know it's been a couple days. I didn't want to put pressure on you.
This got brought up a week ago. Give me time. Also,
Okay.
I'm single,
Yeah,
live alone. What do I need a wine glass for? I have a mason jar.
No, somebody said there's an actual reason for. I didn't read it, but somebody said
It's like
there's a reason.
aeration.
Yeah,
my
It's so that you can
$60
say
bottle of
this
wine
leg has
needs that.
this wine has nice legs.
yeah.
It's so you
We
can
don't
go,
objectify wine, but if we were to do
right.
might
It's so you can
say.
go and people respect you. It's so that you can say this wine tastes like a worn out saddle after a long day of riding, and people don't go, "What are you talking about?" It's because you get a wine glass. If you said that shit with if you said that Smurf with a mason jar in your hand, people will be like, "This guy's going to kill me." He just said this wine tastes like a saddle. He's crazy. But if you do it with like a little swirl, people are like, "Righto."
But
Do
I'm
you
drinking
prefer-
alone.
Yes,
It
but
makes it
Travis,
taste
aren't we all
better.
entertaining a bunch of people in our mind? Is that not
I
me?
think that's
Is that
just you.
all right? Well, and I love me for that.
Like if I wasn't single or live with but I don't need that.
Don't I mean, Travis, you can make changes.
Treat
for
yourself, Trav.
You don't have to
Trevor?
make changes for for a lover.
Yeah.
You should never get if you feel this way about wine glasses now, I hope when you aren't single and when you don't live alone, you stand by it. Don't change for somebody. Be your best
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Your best you
Yep.
does not care about a wine glass. So let's just drop the pretense and just is that what am I meant to say?
I just I like the
And
mason
just
jar.
act like you're never going to get them. Just say
Perfect.
that confidently. Ready? Ashley, ask him the question again from Naya or
Travis,
Nia.
have you gotten wine glasses yet?
Nope, I don't plan to.
That's it. Let's
right.
go. Let's ride. Next question. Love you,
From-
mean it, by the way.
From Brian Matthias in Green Lane, PA.
Doing a great job, Ashley.
If you had to create a 4-person pop punk band out of current NFL quarterbacks, what would the lineup be? Vocals,
Ooh,
guitar,
good.
bass, and drums.
Vocals, guitar, bass, drums. All right, vocals. I was just going to say they didn't say guitar. They did.
They did, yeah.
Vocals, you're going to want that to be your, lead singer guy, the main. I mean, unless you're Fall Out Boy, who weirdly, like Pete Wentz was the guy that everybody knew and not whatever his name is, who's the lead singer. I'm sure I know it. Fred Durst. If you, that's right. Don't fact check it. It's got to be Derek Carr is my point. You got to make the singer Derek Carr.
Mhm.
I know that Justin Tucker has a beautiful voice.
Not for
He's
pop
opera.
punk. Yeah.
And opera's listen, if you don't know pop punk, it's a lot of this when I didn't get invited to the party. Like you can't ask an opera singer to be like, why doesn't anyone call me? It's not going to work. It's an insult, actually. And he's insulted that you even thought it. You, someone out there who did. Mariah. But I'm going with Derek Carr. I don't know if he can sing. I don't know
I
if
think
any of
that's
these
a great
people
choice.
can do any of these things. I think we just have to go based on attitude,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm uncomfortable
And
doing,
look.
but it was asked of me. Yes, look. Derek Carr has the eyeliner.
That's right.
That's what
It's crucially
that's
important.
what we do. He might
Yeah.
as well have X's on the back of his hands because that he's just like, hello, I am a straight edge singer of a band.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
called like cute is what we aim for or something. Now let's go guitar. Now guitar, you want this guy to be personable. You want him to be able to have like match the star power of the vocalist.
I'm thinking Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. Fitzpatrick strikes me as a drums guy.
See, I had my drum in mind.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I was
don't
thinking-
spoil.
Yeah, I'll wait.
But so you think guitar Fitzpatrick, what leads you to this?
He's got the beard. I feel like he could rock out.
That's terrible logic, but I'll move on from it. I think when it comes to a guitarist, especially because, you've got lead guitar, you want this guy to be able to go off book. I'm going Pat Mahomes. You want a guy who can have a solo that you're like, what?
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone do that. And that's Pat Mahomes all the time. You want a flashy guitarist.
I was torn between guitar and drums for Mahomes, but I think
Yeah.
guitar is probably the
You know
right-
what? I think he could do the whole thing.
He could do
I
all of
think-
it. It could just
I think
be
he could
for
be. He could be. What's that
Mahomes.
guy's name? Who was dating Lena Dunham? Doesn't he do it all?
Who do you think is going to answer this question?
This was also probably 70 boyfriends ago or significant others ago. I don't even remember. It's just this music guy who plays a lot of instruments. Fun, whatever. Okay, so vocals, Derek Carr.
Mhm.
Guitar, even though that rhymes with Derek Carr, we're gonna give that to Pat Mahomes. Patrick, sorry to his mom.
Yep.
And then bass guitar. This is usually, and this is stereotyping about bands, which you
Mhm.
shouldn't do. but we do on this podcast. I checked. We do it.
Okay.
So this guy is usually pretty chill. You know, he's very like, I'm just only thinking of my bassist friend from college. That was very,
Perfect.
he wore his
Yeah.
bass up here. He did the whole like, he didn't
Yeah.
wear shoes, which was a terrible idea given the venues that they were touring in. But shout out
Mhm.
Envy on the Coast, a band that ended up being a little successful and then breaking up, just like my relationship with it. Anyway, so who's like the chill? It's like I would get Jay Cutler vibes, but I've heard he's no longer in the league. Ask Steve to break in with that news update.
He
Not
is
in the
no
league.
longer in the league. Yeah. Can
Mm.
confirm.
Yeah. So who do we think would fit that vibe?
Josh
I could see
Allen?
Lamar Jackson. It's a
don't know.
video podcast, so I'm allowed to do this.
Yeah,
Normally,
yeah.
Ashley would say audio medium. This is how you do it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of
For
that. You're not throwing
sure.
out any other ideas,
I
do
said
I?
Well, because I
I
don't feel
think
like Lamar
Josh Allen.
Jackson's the right fit.
Okay, then give me something else. I'm willing to compromise. We can chat this out. I want us to have the best band, not my band.
Mhm. Yeah.
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of just
Joker.
want Jared Goff in it somewhere, and I don't know where he fits.
He fits the chill mode.
Yeah, I think Goff could be a bassist. It's like, where does the sun rise, man? I don't even care. I just live for music. You know, I could see
Yeah.
that.
I like the
If that's,
Goff
I mean, if that's his inner monologue, then I'm definitely on board
bro.
with him being.
He's just like, yeah, dude, I'll keep the beat. What's up? Ba-dum-dum-dum. Let's go for a walk. That's what he would say.
Okay, cool. Let's
Cool.
go. Let's
That's
go
taken
Goff.
care of. Jared Goff. Not Jared Goff. That's a very different band.
No.
Jared Goff would be in My Chemical Romance, whereas Jared Goff would be in The Used. What about drums?
Baker Mayfield.
Ooh,
I like that.
that's not bad.
We saw him do the Phil Collins in the air drum solo at one of the games.
You did.
We all
I
did.
didn't. Don't speak for me. I didn't see that. I'm never going to see that.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
No,
Okay.
Travis,
We
you
have
won't.
another 45 minutes
not.
to get that link
Do
up
not.
and running.
I'm cool with Baker Mayfield on drums
I like
because
that.
I've always felt, I mean, obviously these things are related, but they're not really. Because I was going to say, I feel like a guy who can dance would be good at the drums. I'm like, why do I think that? And it's because rhythm. He has rhythm,
Mhm.
which is rare for a Baker Mayfield type. This is Travis. It's Frozen. So I didn't see any of that. So I stick with my original statement. I'm never going to see that. But I believe you. Baker Mayfield on drums. That's our band. What are we calling him?
Oh man, they didn't ask for a name.
I know. I upped the ante. I didn't mean to. Oh, Ashley, are you unprepared?
Yes.
Oh, do I love it? I love it so much. I
I
love the
hate
look
it
on your face. I
so
love the way you
much.
adjust your hair. When you're like, I didn't think you didn't ask this. Let's call them next question.
Yeah, see? I knew if I waited it out, I could get it. Next question comes from Liam. You know what? Throw some options in the Discord. And
Ooh, nice. And we'll
we'll
never
look at
see
'em
them
later.
because Ashley didn't want to sign up for Discord.
no, don't you put that on me.
I must have it. I mean, I made it, but
You
I'm
said
afraid
they're
to see what's
gonna-
in there.
Someone's going to put it in the subreddit. Anyway,
Okay.
okay. Liam Smith from Seattle.
You said that. They didn't say
Do you think Tom Brady would have joined NXIVM?
It's Nexium.
Okay, great, because I don't know what that is.
I love you and I mean it. When I saw that you didn't pick this question, I'm like, Ashley must not know what Nexium
I
is.
Googled
because
it and I still don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
know
What a
it is.
fascinating question. The question again from Liam Smith being, do you think Tom Brady would have joined Nexium? What'd you say, Travis? Do you know what Nexium is?
Nope.
So if you need a Wikipedia wormhole to go down, might I suggest Nexium, which is spelled NXIVM. Have you put it on a poll? Dan Lebitard to steal his whole shtick. Have you heard of Nexium before? Yes or no are your two answers. We were told before this podcast, you can have up to 10 options for a poll, and mine have all been yes or no. So have you heard of Nexium? Yes or no? Nexium is technically it's a multi-level marketing company, but has been accused of allegedly allegedly.
We're good now.
It has been accused of being a cult. It basically sells you on the idea of like personal growth, which just all these words, multi-level marketing, cult,
So the
personal
TB12
growth.
method.
I think you're understanding the connection. We're not ready to get there yet, but it will become relevant. You're getting the vibe of this, Ashley? You understand what's happening?
Yeah, I think I
So-
maybe have seen videos on this before.
Did you ever watch Smallville?
Yes.
Or was it the other
I was
one?
I was just thinking of Pleasantville, but I know what Smallville is.
I know what
Smallville's.
Smallville is.
I know. Meatball.
I know what Smallville is.
Ooh.
It was a show, as is Pleasantville. I did that with a mint in my mouth, just so you guys know. It's like putting weights on your ankles. I'm swinging a weighted bat over here, still hitting home runs. Okay. Anyway, it was founded by this guy named Keith Raniere, and then Allison Mack, who was an actress on. Was it Smallville, guys, or was it the other show, Roswell?
Ooh, I loved Roswell.
Then it probably
Oh,
wasn't
guys, the
that.
polls are down, so you can't vote. Just
No.
I know.
Well, then we should do the song one. We can't do the song one?
Maybe I don't know if we'll still be able to do the song one. I'm texting
Yeah, but
with
we got
Elizabeth. We
time.
can. We can still do the song one. Song one's
Okay.
still good.
Okay. So sorry if you know what Nexium is. but
Jack
I can't-
Antonoff also is in the.
Thank you, Jack Antonoff.
This
Thank
is
you
very
so
helpful. I
much.
should look at my phone more.
Yeah. I forget which show it was. But anyway, it was basically this cult where you paid a bunch of money, and it was like a religion, like Briantology. Right? I don't want to say it. I don't want them coming for me.
No, they
but it's-
certainly won't know what
it's
you're talking about.
Similar
so-
to Briantology.
Okay.
But you basically pay a bunch of money to be in it. And then there was this subset of the overall multi-level marketing, come be your best you stuff, which someone described as basically brainwashing. It's just like consented to brainwashing. There was a subset of it that was just women, and it was named, and I gotta get this right because boy, do I think it should actually probably be the name of our band it was Smallville. Did I say that?
You said a bunch. That was one of them.
It was Smallville. Allison Mack was on Smallville. There was a subgroup called DOS. It was Dominus Obsequious Sororium, which basically means, man, you should have highlighted this and put it in a separate doc. But it means something about like women are slaves to their masters. And it was a group of just women, and they had to do weird like sexual stuff and get branded in order to be in this level of Nexium. So the question was, would Tom Brady have joined Nexium? And given that Ashley has been doing a great job of looking at her phone, but also I'm not doing a good job of selling how interesting Nexium is, because I'm one of those people that I assume everybody else knows what I know. So I thought Nexium would get everybody like, oh my God, and then we could discuss it and I wouldn't have to know everything. But look, I don't know everything. I just know that it's crazy. I feel like it's a hard maybe. I feel like it might have. In the way that like people join other things that are similar to this and Briantology and maybe don't realize at first the bad stuff going on in the background. Because basically this guy called himself Vanguard and made everybody call him Vanguard, and he took that from a video game, and basically the concept was that you gain power by stealing it from by destroying your enemies. And like their whole thing was about anybody who's against us. You're either with us or against us. And he would like sue people that said mean things about him. He just was that kind of egomaniac. I say was like he's dead because he is to me, but he's in jail, I think.
Oh.
As is one of the heirs to the Seagram's fortune, who eventually, when he went to jail, took over Nexium and ran it for him. Claire Bronfman, I believe. Her first name is Claire, if I nailed that. They were sisters, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go hard maybe. Next question.
Next question. From Ellen Frisina in Bayshore, New York.
My teacher!
Remember me, your college professor. What skill did you learn in college that is helping your career?
Ellen Frisina, I love you, and I mean it. Frisina was the cool teacher. She was also like the head of the PR department. So I think she and I both knew that like, while this major is something I could do, it probably wasn't the right one. But she was very good at like, you know, when they're like, this is your mentor, or this is your advisor, but you were like, anything they say, I don't relate to. She was the opposite of that. She was like very real with me. And I think actually one of the best things I learned in college that I still use to this day I probably learned through her, which was that like, don't let a slip up keep you from trying to do the thing that you want to do and you know you'd be good at. Like I know this is going to surprise a lot of people. In college, we all change. In college, I was very disorganized, scatterbrained. And on a more serious note, that was before I knew I had ADD. I just thought I was dumb. And so, because I didn't get diagnosed till after college. So I would forget dates. I know. I was late for stuff. Crazy. And so they were having a presidential debate at Hofstra. This was the year Obama first won. And I had forgotten to register to like volunteer and help out because the Secret Service is involved and you have to do it so far in advance to get clearance. And I was like, I forgot. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is amazing. And so I just emailed her and was like, I messed up. And she was like, I'll keep an eye out for anything else that comes this way. She basically taught me that like, if you're a good person and you try your best, people will vouch for you and help you out in the future. Like all that matters, a lot of things matter, but like doing everything you can to the best of your ability is the best that you can do. And you should accept yourself at what your best was. Like my best was not, I'm never going to be the person who hands in a research paper 2 weeks early to get a round of notes before I submit it for a grade. It was never going to happen. But I was the kind of person that like when I did it, I would obsess over it, which Ashley, you know, because you watched me try to write a show up until the minute we do it. I'm like obsessed with making it as good as I possibly can. And for some reason, I just need that pressure to get it done. Even though I perform terribly under pressure. I'm an anomaly. I don't make any sense. But yeah, she basically taught me like, don't beat yourself up about missing the deadline. Now what? Do something now. And what ended up happening was they needed at the last minute, something happened and they needed drivers to drive all of the people in the, what's it called when you're part of like the politicians who support this candidate? Whatever that, like not the caucus. It's like a weird word. I didn't mean to just say that word. I was going to say caucus and then I stopped myself and now I'm regretting all of it. Whatever it's called, electorate. It's one of those weird politics words that smart people know. What's up, Travis?
They're AIDS?
Nope. Thanks though. So it's not AIDS and it's not caucus. What are we talking about? It was anyway, they needed people to drive them from the hotel to the venue. And Ellen was like, I know just the girl. I know a person who should have been helping and wasn't helping. And then I ended up meeting a senator from Connecticut, Dodd. He apparently had some bad stuff I found out after, but I didn't know then. It was quite an experience for me. I met Hillary Clinton. She remembered my name. It was like it was really neat. But anyway.
I've never heard that story. That's awesome.
It was it feels like it wasn't my life. Like I just had this night where I drove them and then they were like, come in with us. And I was like, I can't. And they were like, I'm the senator of Connecticut. Yes, you can. And I was like, okay. So I like got to go to the debate. Whereas if it weren't for Frisina, I would have stayed at home and been like, you mess up. You're the worst. You're the smurfing worst. Like everyone's experiencing this thing and you didn't get to do it. And she was like, it's okay. You're okay. And so that's not something I learned in class, but it is something I learned from Ellen Frisina, who I love, and I mean it.
That's awesome.
If she's watching this right now, I'm going to cry. That's very sweet. And also, this can't be the best use of your time. Next question.
Next question comes from Corey Davis. Would you rather have arms as long as your fingers or fingers as long as your arms? Katie and Ashley. Sorry, Trav, you don't get to answer this.
Don't you dare answer it or the cops are coming. I put this one in because I thought it would be silly, but we are short on time. So Ash, what do you think?
Fingers as long as your arms.
No, you can't use your hands. I think the obvious answer is that you're going to just have to deal with the fact that your arms are as long as your fingers. It was fine for T-Rex. Get strong in other areas.
No. I pick fingers as long as your arms.
Show me how you're going to pick something up. Okay, I stand corrected. You did a really good job.
Thank you. Next question comes from John Chan in Toronto. Toronto. My apologies, John.
Thank you. Toronto.
What are some TV tropes that bug you the most? Examples: leaving full drinks at the bar, cutting palm for blood, shoes on. He meant couch, but he wrote couche.
I don't think we
maybe it's a Toronto thing.
What he wrote. I don't. Yeah, it's like shoppy.
There it is.
Good call with cutting palm for blood. It's a thing I wouldn't have known annoys me, but you're right. When they're like, oh, and you're like, that's
Why
not
would you do that?
happens. If you want blood fast, just like put a little. Anyway, don't do that and drink responsibly. I hate when they don't say goodbye on the phone. Like we have been shown our whole lives this world in which conversations aren't awkward because there's never the like, all right, well, all right, I have to go. Okay, do you want to call me when you get the files? I'll call you. Just text, you know what? Text my work phone because I don't get service around. They never say bye. They're just like, I knew you would. That would be so rude in real life. You can't do that. So that's mine.
Mine is when you're trash talking someone, you're like, he's rude, he's arrogant, and he's standing right behind me, isn't he? It's like no one says that. If someone was giving you a look, you'd be like, and he's the worst TV character I've ever seen. Like you'd try to like.
He's arrogant and he makes that work. That really works. Hi.
That's what you would do.
Yeah,
you would never. Yeah.
Or you'd just like spill your drink and walk away and go, oops. But you would not be like, he's standing right by. You're right. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Travis, wait, is he allowed to answer this?
Yes.
Yes.
I hate when people are like at their apartment and they're like dressed, like ready to go out. Like, nobody.
When women wake up with a full face.
Like nobody does that.
Like,
If you're,
what's up?
the first thing I do when I get home is I change out of my clothes and put on comfortable stuff.
And if you do it, everybody must.
If you're just sitting around in jeans at your apartment during the day, like something's wrong with you.
If you've ever wanted to watch a movie that is just tropes back to back to back, all your favorites, the heavy hitters, may I introduce you to Lifetime or Hallmark movies? They are just trope after trope after trope. The women wake up and are like, I didn't sleep last night. And you can tell they put like a little bit of purple over their already full face of makeup. And you're like, that's an unrealistic standard that you've set. That's why I liked in Bridesmaids. Was it in Bridesmaids?
Yeah.
When she gets up and like got up and that's what really happens. Nobody wakes up and is like, except Beyonce. Next question.
I
love you and I mean it, Emmanuel. Sorry, bye.
No, that was John.
Oh, I love you and I mean it, John. Oh,
comes from Emmanuel. Oh, spoiler alert. Salazar from Chicago. Who at ESPN would you choose to be in an alliance with if you two were on Survivor?
Now, again, you'll notice, Travis, it says you two, so shut up.
But I love Survivor.
Travis loves Survivor.
Well, doesn't that suck?
Gosh,
maybe you should take that up with Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Because I live by it. Don't speak, though.
I don't love you, Emmanuel.
Sports, the podcast where two women yell down a man. So it's a nice phrase. Speaking of which, so at ESPN, how many people are in a, Travis, with your hands, because don't speak, how many people are normally in an alliance? Because I'm thinking about the challenge, which is like, could be anything.
Well, it depends. You could have
I said with your hands, sir.
I can't answer it then.
Yes, you can.
Is it 4 to 6?
It could be 3 is the ideal.
Has he put a hand up? A single, for our audio listeners, he didn't even put up a hand.
Don't do that.
while
Don't do that.
said-
Not that way. Do it this way.
Travis, you are a travesty. I mean, what's up? What's up? I'm going to ride the high from that for the rest of the night. Let's go, baby. Okay, I'm going to go with, so you want somebody who you can trust, who's not going to backstab you, which is why I love her to death. Diana, I can't have you in the alliance. Just because I know and respect about Diana that if push comes to shove and Diana's here for the right reasons. She's here to play the game. She's not here to make friends. So I love Diana, but she's a bit rough for me to think about an alliance. I would probably do it, but I would know I'm getting screwed. I would know that it was going to come back to bite me in the butt. Just like when we showed up to the club and I was Rose Lavelle, I was like, if this doesn't work, you guys go in, I'm going to leave. Just so they didn't have to make that decision. Or so I didn't have to know they were going to make that decision. I hurt myself, so no one can hurt me. Therapy is important. So I think I'd go with Golick Jr.
Ooh.
He's a very loyal friend.
Mm-hmm.
Also in that category, Mike Ryan.
Yeah.
A very loyal friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want that kind of loyalty. I wonder, and if only Travis were here, he could help us answer. Is it bad? You know how they say moving in with your friends is a bad idea? Like friends don't make good roommates. I wonder if you don't get into an alliance with your actual friends because when things go down, you're going to lose them. I'd watch a lot of the challenge. I'm currently in the season where Johnny and Sarah are together, Rivals 3.
Oh, that's a good
What
one.
had just happened 2 seasons before, and I'm watching them become really close, and I know what happens, and it's stressing me out.
Yeah, that's
It happened
terrible.
years ago, and I'm stressed out.
I think genuine friendship is very, very valuable in an alliance. So I think those are good choices.
Marty Smith.
And
Now,
why would you pick Marty?
Here's the thing. Marty Smith has betrayed my trust.
Yes, he
And
has.
yet, I think I would put him in my alliance, because when someone betrays your trust in a terrible way, it was nothing. But their response to having done so takes so much responsibility. They take so much accountability for what they did. They speak in a tone that you're like, oh, I'm getting your phone voice. What's up?
Mhm.
And I genuinely think, based on his reaction to that, combined with the fact that this is Marty Smith's America, combined with the fact that he's friends with everybody, I think I would have Marty on he's like the Kahutta. If you watched the challenge, he is the Kahutta of ESPN.
Oh my gosh.
And so I think I would put Marty Smith in my alliance. And I think he'd be honored, because, he posted a video from a wedding where no videos were allowed that revealed that I'm dating my boyfriend. And so, but he was so sweet when he called.
He was. I remember that.
And
now.
I said, roll Tide. And it was pretty great.
I would go a slightly different direction. I would want somebody who's really good, because there's so much like politicking and like secrets and like inside information. I want someone who's going to get the inside information that I know it's going to be accurate.
You're going Schefter.
I'm going Schefter for sure.
That makes sense.
And then for the other person in our alliance, I think you want somebody who's really charismatic, who's, what?
You're right. Our current team of you and me doesn't have any charisma to it. Go ahead.
Thank you. Somebody who's really charismatic and like good at chatting up other people, but also like when you get down to it, you're gonna have to cut somebody. Like if they're gonna pick on your alliance, you want it to be the person that they pick to get rid of that person instead of you. Okay. So if your alliance gets targeted, they're like, we need to bring down the Ashley Katie Schefter alliance.
Yeah,
we got to take one of them out. Their numbers are too high.
Ashley Katie Schefter, Marty Smith.
That's where I'm putting Diana, because I feel like she's so good at talking to people.
Yes, but Diana might cut some back room deal or whatever it's called with somebody else to betray us, because she knows she didn't invite me to her wedding, and I'm like,
are you sure? Did you ever check your
pictures?
email?
I didn't, and I'm not going to. But I don't know, like, you know what I mean? She knows I'm never gonna be mad at her, because I think she's so cool, and I think she's so smart and good at her job, and she's so pretty. Not that it matters, because women belong in sports. She knows I'm always gonna support her. She even said to me once, she's like, you never really say anything mean about women behind their back, and I'm like, it sounds like a compliment, but you're taking notes. You know that you can step on me. Then that's okay. Because if you stepped on me and you got to that shelf, well, then good. Now we've got the stovetop breadcrumbs that we couldn't have access to before. And you can share them with them. Like, I would let Diana, she's going to walk all over me.
Not if I'm around.
I don't know. But okay, if you think it's a good idea, we can do that.
Fine. We'll keep Marty and Schefter. Marty and Schefter.
Oh man, we don't have any ladies.
Can I have Elle Duncan just because I love Elle?
I mean, yeah.
Cool. I was thinking Nicole Briscoe would be a good one.
I'm sorry, Travis. I don't believe you were asked this question.
You weren't in the team. Thank you for advising.
Well, guess what? I'm going to put my own alliance together, and you're done.
You're not on the season. You're not on the season. You can't just watch Survivor and go, I'm on the season. That's not how it works.
Jeff Probst said I was.
I would have been on multiple seasons of the challenge by now. Next question.
Right, we got to go.
Okay.
This one comes from Alex Polk in Sacramento. Today, the 13th, is my birthday. Whoop, whoop. What am I supposed to do when people sing happy birthday to me? Before we answer this question, there are a bunch of people we need to shout out.
A bunch of people who told us it was their birthday or a birthday of someone they love.
Correct. Or just shout outs because someone you love requested it. We have
Which we now just feel obligated to do, so we're doing it in a group. Go.
Valerie Rugolo, Katie LaDolce's friend Molly, she loves you. Chris Lowry, Amy Plant, And just shout out to Steve Lee, who was the last person to get in before registration closed.
That's right. And that's Amy Plant. The E is silent.
It is. Yeah. I didn't put it in the doc.
I know people
that
were
we
worried.
wouldn't say it.
But it's a very good question,
Mm-hmm.
Alex. Because what do you do when someone sings you happy birthday? I've only become aware of this now that people film that moment. Because you're just like, okay, first line is over. And now we're on the second line. Do I keep smiling? Do I stop smiling? Also, when everybody around you is singing, it's very weird to be like, not me. I don't sing. But you can't, because you can't sing your own song. That would be very strange. So you just kind of sit there and it's very uncomfortable. I think when I'm president, we have eggs instead of babies inside of us. And also, order number 2, proclamation, hear ye, number 2, when I'm prime minister, is we make happy birthday shorter.
Okay.
And don't tell me we can't. We did it with the national anthem, didn't we?
Oh,
Didn't we make that shorter?
Yes.
Wasn't that a good call?
No, the second verse is so much better than the
Isn't it-
first verse of the national anthem.
Isn't
It's
it bad?
so much better.
Isn't it problematic? I
No.
thought we got rid of the
No, it gets
stuff.
problematic, I think, in the third verse and later. The second, I will die on that
Man,
hill.
Just honestly,
The
though,
go look it up. It's so much better.
I bet. But honestly, of course, we didn't make a change because it was problematic. It was probably just too long. In my head, I'm like, we did the right thing, didn't we?
The whole
I feel like
first
that's-
verse
that's
ends
like
in
the
a
white
question. I'm going to go
chorus.
off on this for a little bit. The whole first verse ends in a question mark. The whole thing is a question.
Who
Like,
would do
can
that?
you see it? Like,
Yeah,
it ends in
things
a
don't
question.
end in question marks.
And then the second verse is the answer. I think I might know the whole second verse.
Madam
Maybe
I know.
over it now.
I know that you do because we've done this. This has come up.
Okay, I feel
so many
strongly.
times on this podcast how much
Anyways,
you love the national anthem.
I think
said, I'm not going to say what I said on Twitter because I got yelled at, but there are other anthems that slap.
Can we
yeah, the
ban?
Canadian.
Can we ban
national
like
anthem is the
restaurants
best.
coming out and singing "Happy Birthday"?
No, because when you do that to other people, it's very fun to watch their discomfort.
It is fun. It is fun, but it ruined it for me thinking about being a server, thinking about like, I think when I was younger, I used to do that. It's his birthday, and now I'm like, don't. It's not. It's dehumanizing. They're
We
like,
did that
I'm
to Jacoby,
already
like,
rolling.
last year.
I'm already It was his birthday though. I mean, when you do it,
I
on
don't think it
people's
was.
non-birth- Yes, it was.
Was it? I don't
That's
think
why
so.
he drank a 12-pack of Trulies by
No,
himself.
I think it
before he
was
came
just
to
a
the-
Wednesday.
That's
Lunch.
the reason.
Before he came to the lunch. I thought it was his birthday. We lied and said he was 50.
You should have had a Coors
Oh,
Light.
maybe that was it.
Either way.
That's right. Should have had a course.
They're already rolling up your silverware in napkins and putting a little thing on it. Like, don't make them also sing and dance for you. But then I would never have known the happy birthday, the much better version. That should be it. You should just sing the words happy birthday. And that's it. Or happy birthday, dear Katie. You insert a name. I put mine in there.
Mhm.
Happy birthday to you. That's it. Done. When people call you on your birthday to sing
Mhm.
happy birthday, that's also very uncomfortable.
No, I like that because like it's your grandma calling and leaving like a voicemail. If you don't answer, you get.
Okay, well, Travis, my grandmas are dead, so thanks for that.
Travis, have a little sensitivity.
May they rest in the most peace.
Yeah. the
Um,
most.
Wow.
Next
Give me a
question.
second. Sorry.
No,
No.
it's time for an ad.
No.
We got it to 2 hours. We have to go.
Okay. But yeah, happy birthday. Shorter. Next question. Oh
Next
no, it's not a question. It's not a question. We're gonna take a break for a sponsorship. And this podcast is also brought to you by Miller Coors. So Ashley, how would you like me to tell the people about Miller Coors?
We've never talked about whether or not you can do this, but can you try to do Sebastian from The Little Mermaid?
What? I've watched that movie so many times and I need to
He
hear
sings
him,
Under the sea, everything.
but not singing.
No.
Do it. I know, but do his voice not singing.
These days, everything is go, go, go.
Hey,
It's nothing but
it's the
nonstop
beach.
hustle all the time.
Oh, you want to just do the rest
Nope.
of this graphic is up, by the way, because there's going to be a promo code that's just for the people who are here for the live podcast. And all the info is going to be up there. So we're not just randomly like, hey, this is what you're watching. And also it didn't just randomly end. Like we're still going. I know, I'm sorry. You want to do it, Ash?
Nope.
These days, everything is go, go, go. Right?
Everything.
Everything is go, go, go. It's nothing but the answer is no, I
Nothing.
don't have a Sebastian from Little Mermaid, but here we go. It's nothing but nonstop hustle all the time. That's why Coors Light wants you to know that no matter what sport is on this fall, Saturdays are your time to chill. Is that good? That sounds like Lumiere.
Just
Oh, do a
go.
Lumiere. Switch.
There is only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, huh? That's Coors Light. You knew that. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered. These are my candles. Cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged. He turned it into one big flame. It's a whole show. Use your imagination for once. My God. It says, crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. It's perfect for a moment to unwind.
Getting better.
Thank you. Coors Light is the one I choose when I need to unwind. Did I say? Nope. They ended both sentences with unwind. It's when you melt a little of the wax off. Am I right? So when you want to hit reset, as long as your hands are not flames, reach for the beer that's made to chill. What does he call Belle?
Mon cher.
Mon
Mon
cher.
chéri.
Mon chéri. God, it's not time for punch-ups. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door at get.coorslight.com. Celebrate responsibly, huh? Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And graphic. For all of you that are joining us live, we have a special offer for you. See? Receive $5 off your first order with Drizzly by using the code CoorsLightESPN. You see it there in front of you. It's all one word. C'est magnifique. Jay is loving this. What did I say? Yeah, that's Coors Light ESPN to get $5 off your first order with Drizzly. Be our guest. Have over a guest, but be socially distant and wear a mask. I'm Lumiere. Coors Light, Drizzly.
That was something.
All right, speed through them because I still have to sing.
Okay. From Andrew Vinson in NYC. Hi,
Love you,
Kate,
I mean it.
Ashley, and not Jay. Travis, currently trying to get over a breakup. What is your tips for moving on from an ex?
A good question. I love you and I mean it. And people love you and they mean it. Don't forget that. The thing that people always jokingly say is like the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. And I would say that is true, but the someone else is you. Be in a relationship with you for a little. Get like super into you. That's the best way to get over someone else because most likely you might be projecting some things onto them that are just look at those and you'll know that that's what you should look for in your next relationship. Very Ariana Grande. Thank you next. Every breakup you should look at it as like, well, let's not have that be for nothing because it sucked. What did I learn from it? And let me make sure that I at least try to keep that in mind when looking for my next mate.
That was beautiful. I don't know that I have
Thanks.
anything to add on to it.
That's because we're out of time. Go to the next question.
From Jacob Canaproli in Portland. Are potatoes actually good, or do we just think they're good because they're extremely versatile vehicles for other flavors?
I love you and I mean it, but this is a rude question because now it's got me questioning one of the only realities I know, which is like potatoes are good. And you bring up a good point. Are they just, is that like hanging a bunch of blank canvases on your wall? Is that like, this is art? It's like, no, it's only good when you put stuff on it. I don't want to have to think that. I want to just accept that I love potatoes. And I think the best argument for it being true that potatoes are good is that I like a baked potato.
What do you put on your baked potato?
Butter and salt. But it doesn't have to be loaded. You just got to put some stuff. There's a lot of food that you have to put stuff on. A lot of people put sugar in their coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean
I think that's fair. I think if you like a baked potato and you only put butter and salt on it, then I think, yes, you think potatoes are good.
And like mashed potatoes. Sure, I like a little garlic in there. I love, cream and salt and butter. But like, I think lobster is more just a vehicle to get butter in your mouth.
Yeah, it's an excuse. It's like nature's spoon for butter.
Yeah,
really.
and also if we're gonna get into things that are just vehicles, bread is better watch out. Bread's on the hot seat because bread really is just a way to touch food without touching the food. I love bread, but this is what I'm saying. This is why you can't ask these questions. Yes, you should be curious, but let's not go back and look at things we know are facts and we all moved on from and relitigate them. Potatoes are good. Please stop. Everything's chaotic. I like potatoes. That's still a fact. It was a fact yesterday and it's a fact today. Next question.
Okay. This one is from Sarah DeBacco in Chicago.
Oh, this question's going to be a real debacle.
What is one thing you thought you would grow?
Ashley.
Ashley, you snorted.
They saw it.
Gross.
No,
Ashley.
it was
Saw it
on
happen.
video. It was on
Everybody
video.
saw it happen.
Ashley,
They
good
did
job.
see it happen.
That was a good
Disgusting.
one.
God.
Please get to the question. We're running out of time.
Oh my God.
Ah.
What is one thing you thought you would grow out of but never did? For example, mine is crying at inopportune times, in parentheses, interview. That sucks.
I love you and I mean it. And Ashley's laughing. I can relate. I think a lot of people, like when I used to get pulled out of class and spoken to, which happened a lot because I got a big mouth. Again, guys, people change. Okay. And I used to have a big mouth and I wouldn't shut up. But here on hour 2 of our podcast, thanks for joining us. When I would get pulled out of class, I would cry. Even if I wasn't sad or didn't feel bad, it was a like natural reaction and I thought I would grow out of it, but it still sometimes happens. And I know the frustration. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Sam, right? Sarah. It's because she Sam'd it. That's why I was thinking Sam. But I know that feeling of like, no, you want to tell whoever is talking to you while you're crying, like, I'm fine. This is just a natural thing that happens. So I know that. I also have a different answer, which is my fear of needles. My mom told me that when I grew up, this wouldn't be a big deal. It would be gone. I'm just a baby right now.
I
And
hate
then
needles.
I've found out since then, Travis, I'm speaking. I'm talking.
She's
didn't hear you.
speaking.
I love it. It feels tingly when you do that. But I didn't grow out of it. I found out that it's actually like a genetic, I'm screwed forever. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to grow out of it. Ashley?
Perfect eyesight.
I was going to say drinking straight from like the cartons of the refrigerator. Like I thought that was a thing I did as a kid to like sneak around and like, oh, I'm just going to grab a swig of orange juice. I'm going to grab a swig of apple cider. I'm going to grab a swig of milk because people can drink just plain milk. And I still do it as an adult.
Who takes a swig of milk?
I do.
Oh, please. We don't have time. And
we
I
do. Let's
I
make time.
don't want to get into milk. I really don't. Because I live now with a milk enthusiast. And
Oh,
anytime milk comes up, he wants to fight. And I'm like, I don't like it. I think it's gross.
You don't
You
have to
do.
like it, but you
I
can't put
know.
down people who do.
I'm
you
not.
do.
Ashley, I just told you, I'll say to him, like, do you, man? Do you? And he's like, no. You will come to my side of this agreement. And I'm like, I just don't. I stopped drinking milk when my parents stopped watching and going, you'll drink every sip. And shout out to Mike and Cammy Nolan. It was always whole milk. It's a
Oh.
lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. But it's good for milkshakes. Travis, did you ever have a thing you thought you were going to grow out of that you didn't?
needles.
Graphic tees. Another good one, though. I thought I'd stop wearing t-shirts. It's exclusively still all I wear.
Oh, I actually do like headbands. I thought I had to quit headbands. And then I was like, in my 30s, I'm like, I'm still gonna do it.
Headbands
still
never
think-
looked right on me. Probably the little boy haircut, but trust me, if there was like a thing you could put in your hair that wasn't a ponytail tie, I tried it because I was
Mhm.
like, I'm a girl, because I was sick of answering that question my entire childhood. Of people being like, is this Kevin? And I'm like, God, it's no. And so butterfly clips, I went through a phase where I was just pulling back little pieces of my hair into butterfly clips to be like, look at this lady. And they still didn't get it. But
I'm so
headbands,
sorry.
they don't fit. I have an oddly shaped head.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
I love your head.
Oh, thanks. Next question, I think.
Next question from Solomon Brunker in Daly City, California.
Solomon Brunker is a great name.
I am tired of all the GOAT conversations and I want to know what other animal acronyms sports media / fans, etc. should start using. I did not prep this one.
I meant to. I love you and I mean it,
I
Solomon. But you know
meant
what,
to,
Ashley? We
too.
can do this off top of the dome,
Okay.
off the
I
top
did
of this
prep this
beautiful
one.
head.
You
What
did
you
prep
say,
it, Travis?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, what do
gonna-
you got? This should be good.
Bear, best even after retirement.
I love that. That's
That's
so
good.
good. Ashley, what about dog?
Dog, dopest one
Going. He's the
going.
dopest one going right now.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
actually like that one.
It's actually
you.
not about. It's not about greatest of all time. It's about
That's
like right now.
Patrick
He's got-
Mahomes right now.
Yeah,
He's the
dog.
dopest one going. Patrick Mahomes is the dog. Let's get
Katie,
let's
give
get
me
that-
a
let's get
give
that
me
trending.
sheep.
Sheep is not usually a nice thing you say about someone, but in this context where it means still having extra energy playing.
Ooh, that's a
then
good
it's-
one.
That guy's still, that's like Tom Brady. He's the sheep because
Yeah.
he still has that extra energy when he's playing.
Yeah.
When you got to say the when he's really fast. Extra
Yeah.
energy when he's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
Well,
good.
and you know, people have said that there are a couple quarterbacks out there right now who would qualify as the horse.
The horse, the hottest one.
What? Ashley, not here, off pod.
We're not talking about their looks.
Jimmy G is the horse. And somebody
Horse.
said, yeah, of
The
course.
hottest one, really
Sexy entirely.
subverting expectations.
Wow. But what if they expected him to be good? Doesn't matter.
He's not the
Look,
horse.
There's your new, those are your
No,
Or
you have to do one more.
platypus.
You have to do
Platypus?
one more. No. Do you know how to spell platypus? I think.
excuse me, probably.
Hippopotamus.
I was gonna say the wolf is a phrase I've heard
The
tossed
wolf.
around. I wasn't sure what it stood for.
The winningest out of left field. It just shocked people.
Wow.
It's like the most improved. The most improved player should be the wolf. He was the wolf this season. He was the best one there, but nobody was expecting it. Most improved player, wolf.
Love that. That's really
I
good.
also love that. I'm glad we prepped that so thoroughly. Next question.
Next question from Scott Ackley. If you could be top 5 in the world at something, but you couldn't do it professionally, what skill would you want?
I love you and I mean it. I didn't prep this because the answer was immediately obvious to me.
What is that?
Sex.
Oh,
I mean, that's the answer to the question.
I was gonna say
I was
cooking.
gonna say cornhole.
Cornhole?
Why be top 5? If you
Or
were
like
top 5
golf.
in the world, you would have opportunities to go. No, knowing that you're one of the 5 best people at a
Okay.
thing, which what does that even mean? But knowing it for a fact, knowing that
Mhm.
you're the wolf or whatever of sex,
Wolf of sex.
but never having to, you never have to worry about like, oh no, I can't show the world. You're like, yeah, I'm just.
no, you can show the world. You just can't get paid for it.
Yeah, so I can hustle people.
I don't think if I was
No.
top 5 in the world at it, it would change me as a person and make me want to be a different type. I would be very comfortable with just knowing I was the best at it and being like, good to know.
Hmm.
Good to know.
I still think
Good
cooking would
know.
be great.
Cooking?
You can
Yeah,
be
I would
Bobby
love
Flay.
to. I would eat incredible food
If
all the
you
time.
were top 5 in the world at cooking,
Yeah,
there's no way you wouldn't do it for a living.
I wouldn't want that to be my career.
Yes, you would. You're
No, I
acting
wouldn't.
like you know what you, if you were
Well, hold on a
you do
second
what
then.
you're good at. You
Then you would
never
want to
do
make yours a
something unless you
career.
can make money. What isn't that what they say? Don't
You
do
just
it
said,
for
you
free.
just said you want your career to be what you're good at. So
Yeah,
like,
because I don't even wear shorts out in public. I'm not comfortable. That's me. I'm not passing judgment on anybody else. I know me, and I know that I would just take comfort in like, I'm good at it. And I know that for a fact. So if you didn't like it, that's on you. Because I'm the best.
if you
I'm
didn't
the
like it,
best.
that's on you. That's your fault.
Yeah.
I think cooking.
Sex is about blame, isn't it? Isn't the point of doing it to blame somebody for something? Otherwise, I'm doing it wrong. And I don't. Should we do the next question?
Yes.
Probably. This one comes from Casey Caprio, New Jersey. If the whole world stopped sneezing, how long would it take for you to notice?
Casey, I love you and I mean it. And this is a great question that's impossible to answer.
Yeah.
Would you notice first that you haven't sneezed in a while? I could see myself being like, I haven't sneezed in a while
Yes.
because it feels so good to sneeze.
Mm.
I would take being a top 5 sneezer. I digress. But if you live with somebody, I think you would notice that like you're not saying bless you.
I don't know if I would notice.
Dan says bless you from the other room when he's on the phone with someone. And I want to yell, but like, you don't have to do that. You're in the middle of a conversation. He hears
I
a
s-
sneeze, and he's like,
I
hold
say
on, bless
excuse
you.
me after I sneeze, even
know
if I'm
you do.
alone.
I know you do.
They
It's
try to
It's
say-
weird.
I'm
Have they
sorry.
tried to say bless you before they sneeze to steal it, and they won't
That's
sneeze
rude.
It's rude.
No,
You're going to
no.
lead to why we can't ever sneeze again.
because then they don't sneeze, and they're like,
This is the future Travis wants. I would say it would take me at least a month.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
that I
one
would
of those things
notice.
that once somebody
ever.
pointed it out, you'd be like, oh my God.
I need to go through a season change, and I'm like, well, I haven't sneezed.
But part of me thinks that once we become aware of it, we would sneeze. It's like with the hiccups. When someone's like, do you have the hiccups? Prove it. And then you try to hiccup and you're like, I can't. Something like that. Those are connected in some way. Next
I
question.
think so. This one comes from Sam Hoffman in Atlanta. How long do you all prep before singing an ad read? Great question, Sam.
Sam, love you and we mean it. We don't. I mean, I know Ashley does extensive prep for a singing ad read.
Mhm.
No, what happens is normally Ashley will go, can we do this song? The question is just, do you know this song?
Yeah.
Then
Is this
I'll,
song too low?
I will Google the lyrics. Actually, we're going to do it right now. So I'll just show you the entire process because we can't edit this out. I promise we're almost done. We're almost done, right?
We're almost done.
Okay, good. So we had a poll. We wanted to let you guys choose
Pick the
between
song.
4 songs, and this could really go. I'm gonna hate it either way, but this
Mm.
could go really poorly if you pick a different. You'll see. So let's put up a poll. These songs, Ashley, you want to go through who sings them all?
Yeah. It's Nickelback, who sings Photograph. Ryan Cabrera, Katie's crush, that sings On the Way Down. I forget who, but you know the song The Lion
Elton John,
Sleeps
isn't it?
Tonight.
I think so.
Or maybe he's
No.
It doesn't matter. It's Elton John. And don't Google it. Camille, zip it.
Or pod favorite, Celine Dion, Because You Loved Me. Now, I really want people to think before they pick a song.
What do you want them to think about?
I just want them to think about how those songs go, the voices, the notes that you may be required to use.
And the
Um,
long musical breaks. Some songs here may have a lot of like a woo, which
mhm.
isn't as funny as
I actually
as-
think it might be.
as
Yeah.
other things,
Let them
like
decide. It's fine.
having to do the Celine voice and also the Nickelback voice. These are the things
Yeah,
you're going to
but-
get on this podcast. So
The Wimbo.
once they pick, then I'm going to Google it.
Is
and
there
then we're
anything
gonna-
you don't want them to pick?
Yeah, all of it, because I hate all of this. I think I know enough, but I'm not sure. Ian Carmel just texted me to say that I should sing When the Lion Sleeps Tonight. And
Ian's here?
I want him to know that you don't get special treatment here, Ian. This is my podcast. And so he said, no, I said it was the Tokens. That's what's happening. The Tokens
Oh.
sing When the Lion. He sent it in 2 different texts.
Hmm.
It's technically not my fault, but that song is by the Tokens.
That's really
Sorry,
helpful.
Sorry,
Thank
it came
you.
out. I'll put my shirt back on. I'll put this knife away.
Can I just
Um,
let him know that when we were talking about first ballot Hall of Sainters and didn't answer that question, I was going to say Saint Sue Carmel.
Saint Sue Carmel. She's obviously a first ballot Hall of Sainter.
Mhm.
Now that we've talked about our friend and his mother, how is the voting going at this time?
Oh, I didn't vote. Shoot.
Well, you missed it. What do we got?
It's
We got a
tied.
tie.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Boy. It's
Oh no.
the way that that's perfectly distributed makes
That's
me think that like 4
insane.
people voted or more
That's
than
insane.
4, 7, 6.
Can
Either
we-
way,
Elizabeth, can we open it back up? Or could we do one
I
that's
don't
just
have
between?
time.
Yes, we do. Can we do one that's just between Photograph and Lion Sleeps Tonight?
Elizabeth hates us right now.
in order to save time, let me look up the lyrics to Photograph because this is how I know like
Oh, it was
the
not.
chorus
It was
is-
not 4 people. It was almost everybody.
Wow.
still in
this
here.
is we should do this every week. This feels
I want to be able
fun.
to see them.
I know. I do wish that I was in a Discord. But this is fun. Otherwise, I was just going to play Call of Duty all night long.
Well, she can after this.
Still going to do that when we're done. Okay. So then usually we have to waste a lot of time because I just Google Photograph instead of Nickelback. because this was the sneaky tricky part about doing this is that sometimes you forget that like the chorus repeats, or like a key change happens, or like, oh, there's a break there in the middle, or that's the part where she goes up. So reading the lyrics just helps me remember the song, which, you know, who hasn't listened to Photograph so many times in their life?
I'm gonna see if we can actually do a second poll. It's not letting me add a new one. Okay, so we're gonna relaunch this poll.
Let's just do
and only
let's
vote
just
between
do
those two
Photograph.
options.
Ash, this is taking okay.
It's already up.
Okay.
Yes.
So don't vote.
Yeah, only
if you know
Photograph or the
anything,
Lion
this is like
Sleeps
saying
Tonight.
don't say Bodie McBoatface. Like, this is the internet. They embrace chaos. Everyone's going to vote because you loved me. It's just duh. It's 2020. They can't follow the ruls.
I
What are you
trust the
Why are you trying to put them in
listeners.
a box?
You shouldn't doubt our listeners, Katie.
The Lion Sleeps Tonight might be too high.
That's part of the journey.
What do we got?
Oh, Photograph wins. And for the 4% that did not follow instructions, I still respect you.
Told you. Shout out to you. I see you. I hope you feel seen in this moment, internet anarchists. What? I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Am I right in saying that this entire song is the same? Like,
I think so.
That's it. And then oh, I think I can do it. And
Great.
if I can't, it'll be more enjoyable. The good thing about this is the ad isn't even really an ad. It's just a weird. I'm just going to tell you about KPMG. The podcast today is also brought to you by KPMG. So Ashley, tell me how you want me to tell the people about KPMG.
Can you tell us about KPMG as if you were in the band Nickelback singing the song Photograph?
And then what we normally do is I click a link that Ashley put in the doc. I listen to an ad, and not brought to you by them.
Only brought to you by KPMG.
And then we find out how long I got to wait till the song starts. Do you know how long the intro to the song is?
I think it's very fast.
You do?
Yeah.
Is it, look at this phone? Okay. Now that we know that, I pause, I scroll back, and that's how the sausage is made. With extra
That's the prep.
fennel seed. Okay. Oh, I need to have the ad. I can't read the ad. Camille just tweeted that she's so excited. She's sweating, and now I'm sweating, and I'm going to panic, and I can't do this. I have to go. Bye, guys. Okay, let me pull up the Google Doc on my phone. Live show, episode 135. Feels like so many more episodes than that.
It's because they're all 8 hours long.
Don't forget, we're doing 2 now. We do 2 ads. This is going to be a mess. Normally I have it up on my computer. I don't know why I didn't do that. Down is up is down. Our pets' heads are falling off. I hit the wrong button. Let me lock my screen. Everything's fine. Ashley, don't you want to tell the people about KPMG a little? No, because I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Last week marked the 6th annual KPMG Women's PGA Championship at Arrow Mink Golf Club in Newton Square, PA.
Newtown.
Just Newtown. I don't have time to fix that. I'm in the middle of singing a song. Either way, it's just outside of a town called Philadelphia as the first ever partnership between the LPGA Tour, the PGA of America, and KPMG. The KPMG Women's PGA Championship brought together the best LPGA players from all around the world to compete for one of the most coveted major championships in golf, competing on championship caliber courses. KPMG Women's PGA Championship has elevated the women's game to new heights. New heights puts the LPGA players in the national spotlight, and the KPMG Women's Women's Leadership Summit held the week of the championship. Invests in rising women. Wait, this sounds like a guitar solo. I'm gonna Nickelback my way right through it. and the KPMG Women's Leadership Summit held the week of the championship. They can't all go this well. Invests in rising women leaders, aspiring to reach the C-suite by providing thoughtful content, tools, and networking opportunities. Together they serve as catalysts to empower women both on and off. A real banger, this song. The golf course. KPMG. Continuing its commitment to the next generation of women leaders, and they're also the proud sponsor of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. It's a very long word. If you want to learn more, you can learn more. Go to kpmg.com/women's leadership, and you should capitalize the W and also the L, because that matters. That matters. Oh, darn. We don't get to whatever the next part of that song is.
Oh, boy.
So to answer your question, that's how much prep we put into the songs that when we sing them in an ad read. Does everybody understand what happened there? KPMG sponsored something. So that's cool they did that. So go know that they did that. So they know we sent you. Guys, as it is 10:22, that's it for this week's edition of Sports, where women belong. Shout out to Taylor Sedona Clark. Also shout out to Bright Cellar, new sponsor, who will surely be leaving as swiftly as they've arrived.
Bright Sellers. And now they're definitely out. Good thing. DoorDash, Coors Light, our favorite, and KPMG, who did that cool thing that I told you all about in song. Also shout out to the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny. Mina talks all things football every week. You guys know this. I could read what it says here, or I could just tell you it's Mina Kimes and a dog. Oh, speaking of which, I know something that we're missing. Do you want to do this while I go get her? And shout out to the Mina Kimes Show
Nice.
featuring Lenny. Mina talks all things football every week with her unique brand of humor and insight. So go download and subscribe to Mina and her dog Lenny on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. At other places that we've talked about, like Google Play and ESPN podcasts, and Stitcher is one. Yep. Oh, wait. This is where she says, I'm just going to keep going. And a big thanks to you guys for listening now and again later on one of those other different streaming services that we've mentioned.
How many times should they listen?
This one's long. This is.
Oh, that's what Myrtle looks like.
Hold on.
I thought you were going to
She's
put
so
the headphones
heavy
on
now.
her for a second, and my heart would have exploded.
She's so what?
I thought you were about to put the headphones on Myrtle.
No. She's so heavy now. I
I
can't
did
hold
not-
her up.
We
I
don't
did not
body
think
shame.
Myrtle looked like that.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Munchkin.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Pumpkin Seed. Hi. She was asleep on the couch.
Aw.
Hi.
Ray's asleep on the couch. She doesn't care enough to come over here.
This is my little Pumpkin Seed, who is 7 or 8 months old, but looks 70. So she's a very small 70-year-old dog. She's also not usually allowed in this room because all around me are clothes, and she's just like, treats, snacks. Let me have some. Did you do the review and everything?
No.
Oh, what
or you could always leave us a nice review is where you should start.
Oh, you can always leave us a nice review. Myrtle, do you want to read it? Like this one from
It's long.
Sports 123. Oh, no, we don't eat that. Let's not. What? Hey, hi. Who's my good girl? Hi. That's not what the review says. That would be weird. Please don't write a review that says who's my good girl. I'm tempted to say this is a podcast in the style of reviews from all the way back. In light of recent events, I'd like to say how incredible this podcast is. I hate when you do this to me. Hey, Katie, read
Sorry.
compliments. Go to therapy. As someone who has been a longtime female sports fan but never understood why I didn't feel like I fit, why I had to constantly prove that I actually do know and like sports, as this podcast proves every day. And I'm not trying to use it as a ploy to trap a man, which how would that even work? I don't understand. After hearing this podcast, I finally begin to understand that it's not just me that this happens to. Hearing Katie and Ashley share their experiences, I bet she likes you too. And just being women who also love sports make me feel like I belong, and is so unbelievably relatable and comforting. I love getting my Bachelorette update, doodly do, and discussions of weird baseball player gas station pills in the same place. Now, when someone refers to me as a bleacher bunny, for daring to attend a baseball game without a male present, it's somehow more laughable and less infuriating. Thank you for creating this amazing community. That is, I mean, you're setting the bar high on reviews. Myrtle, what if you looked at the camera? It's just all they can see is your neck, which, while a lovely feature, is not one of your best.
She keeps putting it down.
I know. She's like, I'm shy. Hi. Thank you for that review. I love you and I mean it. Myrtle loves you and she means it. She's going back to school with her backpack. It's just a vest that we use to walk her. And lastly, guys, don't forget that you can always
leave a voicemail.
Yeah, okay. What if you sat for 2 seconds? Yes. Thanks. At 860-506-5571. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope that you're discording or texting or tweeting. I can't wait to see what I messed up. I'll check my notes from Camille. She always sends them over very promptly after a podcast. Sorry again to our audio listeners that you couldn't be here, and if this podcast felt in some way subpar, but weirdly enough, though we can't see you, I did feel the energy, and this was really fun and a really nice way to end my day. And I know I'll just say it because they can't speak. Ashley and Travis feel the same way. That's it. Say goodbye, Ashley.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Trav.
Goodbye.
Bye. Love you. Mean it. I love you and I mean it.